Why would you be doing that? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another wonderful show of me and Richard talking absolute bollocks about the Bible. He says it's aliens, and I tell him he's full of shit. So thank you all for coming back. We've got Dargendor. Yay. Oh, we've got Crypt's here too. Hey, Crypt. Thanks, everybody, for coming. You knew the usual stint. It's me, Richard, talking, me disagreeing with him. Richard, would you like to introduce yourself for the people who don't know who you are?
I'd be more than pleased. For anyone who might watch this in the future who are not Dargendorp and Cryptomeria, the general idea here is that these ancient stories told to every civilization in a certain way so that they could make heads and tails of it later, according to their culture, is just describing the return of the human aliens who changed this planet into something livable and put us on it, the first set of us, which probably would have been 10,000 or so of each ethnic group, whatever it was. I don't know the exact numbers. And they have promised to come back from the skies, that is outer space, in their heavens or Summerland or whatever you want to call it, Valhalla, that is to say spaceships.
Yes, aliens, spaceship. Spaceship.
Alien humans, though, not weird, ugly, you can't talk to them aliens.
Well, what's wrong with the Greys? The Greys look cool.
Yeah, I'm sure they're fine in what they are, you know?
Oh, you're a wee bit racist against other aliens, are you? You only like all aliens that are like us?
I am a speciesist, deeply. Like, I'll kill animals and feed you with them. I got no problem with that.
But do you have a problem with other aliens out there? Like these aliens, right, before we even start the show, these aliens, right, as you know, I've established are a bit of a cunt, right? Don't really like them that much. They're a wee bit cuntish, right? In the way they go forward.
Not as a compliment, though.
No, not as a compliment. Do you think that the mindset of what we've got and the things that I've said to you would show any sort of a personality to them? So they interact with other aliens. How do you feel they're going to act? How do you feel they're going to react? You know, are they going to try and push their 7 rules of God on these grey aliens? Or what do you think?
Well, since there are those in the Promised Land who do not call our God God, and they're not liars, that makes them aliens. Now, whether they're seeking asylum or they're attaches,
we just bumped into them out there in space.
They apparently knew each other, found each other on purpose. They might be seeking like a political asylum, for their own personal physical safety, or something like that.
Or they might have just
provide that for.
They might have
for
just
them, or
bumped into them in space.
Might be. That would be fine too.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, right? You've got your fleet of ships, right? These cunty ships, right? Big that thing, floating through space. And you've got, say, a small exploratory device, small exploratory ship. You know, we're not going to call it the fucking Enterprise, but you've got an alien Enterprise, right? Out having a wee hook around, maybe 2,000 people on the ship. They bump into.
And maybe they're new at it and they're not very good at it.
And they bump into us, bump into you, bump into the cunty aliens, right?
Yeah.
How do you think the aliens would react? Would they try and consume them, assimilate them? Would they just go, hey, how are you? Do you need a hand?
Okay, it's a great question. Okay, so much of what I'm about to say is extrapolation, although it refers back to these stories. For instance, in the beginning of the Bible is a claim that this was a barren planet with no life on it. So that's like saying we don't mess with stuff that's already established. So if I extrapolate necessarily out from that, I'd say something like, if they ran across somebody of lesser technology and they were in a pinch, they would offer to help them out. But if they find out they're not in a pinch, they probably just leave them alone.
And you get that from the one statement where they won't interfere with something that's already established. Because of that statement,
That
it
would
must
be
be barred
right.
out.
That's
Even though
not
they,
interfering with something established.
yeah, but they do that. They just feel that they have the right to. You've
With
said that
their
they
own
come up and
children,
down.
when their own children are about to kill themselves off, yes, they feel like they have a right.
You say children, right? Again, you're using this very flavorful language. We are an alien species that they may have seeded or may not have seeded, but we have established ourselves for 65 million years or 100 million years or whatever the fuck you want to, your number, right?
Sure.
But they've came here and interfered with us. They just feel justified. Now, you're going to give me justification for it, but when you piss off for fucking 65 million years and then come back again, we've established ourselves. I don't care that you put the seed there. You know, if you put a seed in the ground and came back, it doesn't give you the right to cut down the tree.
Okay, sure.
So you could use the same argument, you know, another incident. Like, I disagree with your statement, so to speak.
Okay. I think you went from an internal critique to an external critique. And
I'm looking
I
at
can see
it.
why you might do that.
I'm looking at it and
Sort
going,
of
they're
makes sense.
cunty, and they do interfere. And I'm just saying, they justify, in your internal critique, they justify what they do because they see them as children.
Okay. So here's the premise. There's only so much of some specialty materials. Some things are kind of rare. So in conservation of the supplies they have, so they don't have to like go out and harvest more, whatever they put here that is valuable for creating the next planet, they also take away with them. And anything that fell from space.
Yeah.
You know, just normal accretion.
Yeah. But it's
Some
been a
gold
very...
falls from space, they say it's theirs. What's that?
Hey, they say it's theirs. That's what I'm saying. They're setting their own justification. So there is no, like... They're saying it's okay to interfere this time because it's my kids. Why don't they say it's okay to interfere because we're bringing this person into God? You can't make a statement saying they don't interfere when they do and just have a justification with it. Do you understand what I mean?
Maybe. Let me try one more thing and see if that's exactly what you meant. I don't think that angels think that our God is the God of everything. They're not Christians. So they don't feel like they have a claim to everything. They have a claim to certain things that they fixed.
Again, fixed. Right. Flowery line.
Well, fixed it to where we could live here. We definitely could not have lived here at what science says is, you know, proto-Earth or ancient atmosphere. We couldn't have breathed it. It would have killed us.
Yes. Oh, I get all that. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. Let me try one more time. If I said to you that I never beat my kid,
Yeah.
except when she does wrong, then the statement at the start on its own, I never beat my kid, is wrong.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So saying to me, they don't interfere, but then putting a caveat on it when it's okay to interfere means the first part is wrong. That's what I'm trying to get across.
No, I didn't say don't interfere at all. What I said is don't interfere unless needed.
There's no need to plant the planet.
There's no need for them to save us from ourselves either.
Yeah, no, you've jumped a step, but there's no need to create us in the first place. They've already got 22 planets that can go around and harvest planets. There's no need to create us.
That's valid. If they decided that what they already got going on was good enough, they could just quit.
Yeah. I am also going to shout up the stairs because my lighter has fucking died.
Oh.
And it's got the little tiniest... No, it's out. Yeah. No, I just feel that the previous statement of and then following it up with a caveat ignores the first statement, you know?
The first statement wasn't an ultimatum.
Oh, I know, you didn't have a full stop. No, I think we're on the right page now. We'll end up in before we even start the show, we haven't even started the show, and we're going to end up with a fucking...
We don't need to actually read text to have an argument. It's fine.
Yeah, no, we just talk about it, right? You go for that, and I'm going to shout up the stairs and get a fucking lighter off Stu.
Cool, you'll miss parts of it and have no room to argue.
I'll
read
door.
as fast as I can while you're gone.
I'm just going to be there.
And they will make to themselves high places and groves and graven images, and they will worship each his own graven image, so as to go astray. And they will sacrifice their children to demons, and to all the works of the error of their hearts. And I will send witnesses unto them. Oh, witnesses, plural. How interesting. Unto them, that I may witness against them, but they will not hear, and will slay the witnesses also. And they will persecute those who seek the law, and they will abrogate and change everything so as to work evil before my eyes. Okay, sure. Well, this is just repeating what the Bible already said in a different place.
Again, I don't know. Been a long time. Been a wee while. And they will make themselves high places, groves and graven images, and they will worship. Alright, so that's basically the whole idea of them at the bottom of the mountain.
When's this guy going to write something original that's not already in the stories?
I don't know. I've never read it before.
Me either, but it's starting to get annoying. He's just going, oh, look, I'm verified. Look, I'm verified. Look, it's all he's saying so far.
What would you prefer to do? Do you want to skip to the demons? Do you want to skip to the fun parts?
I don't know.
You know.
I don't know. I guess we'll just keep
this
going.
This is for your benefit. Like this is your benefit. You know, there's like.
Look, Joseph Smith did the same thing. He quoted the text of the Bible on a regular basis as if it was a revelation. All you have to do is pick up the book and read it. So it doesn't verify a thing that I say. If I say E equals MC squared, that doesn't mean I understand maths.
Right. I'm not asking you, right, to E equals MC squared and explain all that. The whole reason of reading these is because you make the statement that every ancient story is retelling of the same story. You have said and made statements that Moses and these people and Enoch and all of these are different Jesuses.
Yep, that's what I believe.
Right. So we should read this, reading the story and going through it and hearing your opinion on it and how you decipher it and make it into your story. The first reading of it is interesting to me. I don't know if it's interesting to anyone else, but it's interesting to watch your brain click. It's interesting to you to try and, on the fly, so to speak, make this match. Now we can skip right to the alien bit, and it's more flowery language, and more astute with what you're talking about, because aliens and angels. But I don't know, why skip the bits that don't agree with you? Is that not the whole fucking point?
No, they do agree with me. They agree with me too much. It just looks like, hey, look how verified I am.
Oh, so you read this and you're like, I'm right. You don't feel any
the guy is just going, look, I must have spoken to the same angels. They're saying the same things that you've already heard from your Bible.
If every story in the Bible was read the same, it would just be one story. It's not read the same, though. Every story is read different.
It is not. That's true. I said you're right.
And it all has different ways. So one story may say a man goes up a mountain and describes lava, and another story may say hellfire, and you can make meteorites. Like we had that discussion in Revelations, It's a different perspective upon the same thing. So, okay, you can make the same connection. But if one guy says he walks up a mountain and there's fire in it, and then there's another one that says he walked under the water and could breathe fucking under the water, and you tell me...
That would be something different.
It'd be something different, and you'd have to change your approach. You'd have to change your thinking. And then, I don't know, we might find issues with it. We might find problems with it. Is that not the whole point of this?
I'd be happier with that. No, that's what I'm complaining about. This isn't doing that. Look, right. Section 10, that is overall that's late in the book of Genesis. Section 11, that's the Nevi'im from the Old Testament, the prophets. Section 12, that's
why isn't this called why isn't this called the Book of Genesis then?
It might as well be for number 10, and for number 11 the prophets, and number 12 this is like a summary of what we already know. And I've scanned ahead to the bottom of the page, and I'm still seeing that.
So, are you asking me to skip to the chapter where there's alien angels?
Do you know where that is?
No, but we could probably just do a fucking search.
Okay. I mean, I've read all this before. It's boring.
Right. Well, we shall ask the 7 people in the chat.
What do they think?
What do they think, seeing as we are watching them? Right? According to Cryptomaria, she doesn't care. She's just here to watch the bandit.
Fair enough. The phrase new moons, the word Sabbaths, the festivals, the jubilees, the ordinances. And after this, it will turn to me, back to me, from amongst the Gentiles, Gentiles meaning non-believers, with their heart and all their soul and with all their strength. Oh my gosh, that's like a quote word for word how you're supposed to praise God from the New Testament. And I will gather them from amongst the Gentiles, and they will seek me, so that it should be found of them when they seek me in their heart and all their soul. And I will disclose to them abounding peace and righteousness, and I will remove them I will remove them the plant of uprightness. Where's the missing word? And I will remove from them the plant of unrighteousness.
There's a thing, Richard. It's written like that, you know. It's not written with all the little ifs and thers and thumbs and everything.
And I'm just wondering where it is in this text. It's just a typo, I'm sure.
Well, no. There could be an it's older writing. They didn't put the words in. And by the way, it just flipped. It just flipped.
And I will build my sanctuary in their midst. Wrong. That is outright wrong.
Why is that wrong?
There should never be, I will build my sanctuary in their midst. Because my sanctuary is my house, and my house is heaven.
Richard, there was more copies of this. This was very popular. You can't say that it was wrong. You can say that you disagree with it, or it disagrees with your interpretation.
What do you think I mean by wrong? It disagrees with my interpretation of all the rest of his stuff.
I'm just saying, by you saying this is wrong, you're coming across as a pompous prick. By saying I disagree with it, then you're coming across as an intellectual.
Okay, this is wrong to me because the whole idea of the sanctuary versus a temporary sanctuary is heaven, not any place on the earth. So this goes strictly against the parts of the Bible that say, it's not built by human hands, by the hands of mankind. And
you cannot fit this reading of Genesis into your scripture.
Right, I can't read 16 into my understanding and make it make sense, unless there's some missing words or bad translation or something.
No, this is the Eek version or Geek version or whatever the fuck it is that I made.
The one that's supposed to be well confirmed, yeah.
Yes, this is the one that has been well confirmed. As I say, sometimes there's no words in it and stuff like that,
Yeah.
This is the one. So this is this is one of the reasons why I'm going to look at the chat, and the chat says 50-50 between yes and no.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to end it there because it was 60-40 and then it flipped to 60-40 and then it went 8 people, bang on 50-50. I'm fucking taking it at that because then it's my decision. This is not
yours.
A democracy, alright? This is a fucking dictatorship. So we're going to read it all for incidences just like this. This is what I'm looking for, Richard, when we have these discussions.
Right, me too.
Alright?
I'm looking for things that don't fit.
Yes, and it's not... Why do you look for things that don't fit? Now, Right, I'm going to give you reasons. Do you look for things that don't fit to better hone your... Hi, Bree. Better hone your scripture? Or do you look for things... Like, why? Yeah, tell me why. Just tell me why.
It's actually multifaceted. There's a few things. Okay, for instance, if I found more that didn't fit than did fit, or if what didn't fit made better sense in reality... then I should be able to say to myself, you should look again at what you're saying because it's starting to look like you're wrong.
Okay, with that statement said, look what is comparable in reality. A lot of what you have added to the text, and I am going to use that, is your opinion and how you transfer it into what you see around you. So a lot of people can read the Bible, and a lot of atheists and anti-theists will read the Bible and say it has no relevance in modern technology and modern day whatsoever. So that's your reading of it that makes it relative to today. Okay? Sure. And the Christian Bible and the way that it was canonized and the whole history of it, which a lot of people here know, has made this mainstream, has made what we read canon, so to speak. Okay?
True.
These things are older. Okay? These are the things that these things came from. So the idea to me, if you're reading something that's been twisted and turned and you're coming up with your idea, let's read the original disagrees with you, and you're like, it's wrong.
Uh-huh.
That's a bit weird to me and gives your religion a little less power, a little less strength, and a little less validity, so to speak. Where if your reasoning, when you look at something that's older than it, is it's wrong. That's just not worth having a conversation. Like there's
How
no
old
conversation.
Is this supposed to be?
Pardon?
How old is this?
160 to 180 BC.
Okay. I'm talking about stuff a hell of a lot older than this.
Yes. But according to you...
A hell of a lot older than this.
Yes, but according to you, that the stories are given to the people in the way that they can understand. This isn't a story that they've got and it's fallen through time or whatever and shit and all of that. These people have been told the story. The story has been given to these people. That's why there's numbers in it when we talk Jews and stuff. So you can say, yes, stories older than this may agree with you, but this one doesn't.
That's true.
This one, according to you, was also given to these people in a form that they would understand.
Maybe. But
now
everything's always a maybe.
Oh.
No. I'm not changing nothing.
Okay. I'm just saying you speak with an awful lot more confidence when it lines up with your agreement and when it lines up with your point, and you're speaking in less confidence when it's not agreeing with you.
So people think they're right? Yeah, I'm a person who thinks they're right.
It's a different point. It's called confirmation bias.
It's called confidence, which is not the same thing as saying a thing must be true.
Okay. That's why I suggested you use the phrase, it disagrees with my interpretation rather than it's wrong. Because
I rephrased it for you.
I know, but do you see my point? By saying something is wrong, it says you're right.
Well, yeah, that's what everyone thinks, yep.
Everybody thinks you're right. I fucking built a whole 5-year show. I built a 5-year show off you.
Try to think about the opposite of that for just a moment. Could you think that you're wrong about a certain thing? Is that possible?
That I'm wrong? Oh, no, that's fine, but I'm not making such a big claim.
It's not what I'm saying. It's not what I said. I said, do you right now think that you believe something that is wrong?
Yeah.
You do. Tell me something that you believe which is also wrong. Go ahead.
Gravity, our understanding of it. We still don't understand.
No, that's not the same thing. No. You don't think that what you know about gravity is wrong. You think we haven't finished discovering everything about gravity. That's not the same thing. Tell me something that you believe is right, which you know you're wrong.
Okay, show me a married bachelor.
That's a logical impossibility. That's not the same thing.
Something that I know that I'm wrong on.
Yeah, something that you believe right now, but you think you are wrong.
How can I know that I'm wrong on something?
Exactly, you can't. That's my point. Everyone believes what they believe in that moment.
Okay.
That's confidence. So when I say that is wrong, I mean I believe that is wrong. That's what it means.
I get you. I understand you. I'm more giving clarification for the audience and things like that.
Fair.
Oh, we've got News Unit Underground, and we've got Jay as well. And Nerdy's here, and we've got Tina. We're up to like 14 people.
Hey, Nerdy.
So this is great.
Hey, Tina.
I'm up for a bit of banter tonight if Richard wants to hold an after party or whatever and have people in afterwards. I don't know what his
If
schedule
there's
is.
anybody interested, that'd be cool. I'm not tired.
Yeah. I miss talking to
Yeah,
you,
sure.
Jay. I miss talking to you. I seen your stream the other day, but I didn't catch it. Let's see if I still have an audience. I miss chatting with you, Jay. Our timings aren't matching up because you live in stupid fucking.
But I tell you what, this guy keeps going like this, and he accidentally quotes something from the New Testament, and doesn't say it in an Old Testament way, but he says it in a New Testament way. I'm going to be like, this is a lot younger than they think, and someone did a good fake.
Not someone did a good fake. Someone must have I think there was 14 copies of this found in the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Okay.
It never left the Ethiopian religion.
Holy cow.
One of the things that we talked about earlier, the Enochian language, the Book of Enoch was lost. All right, people knew it existed. We didn't get it back until the middle of the 17th century, I do believe, over here in the English-speaking world because of travel, and shit like that. Some guy brought it back from a library. He made a copy and brought it back. But one of the first things that John D. and your boy asked the angels when they were communicating was, can we have a copy of the Book of Enoch? And the angels come back and said, no, it's gone, was wiped out before the flood. But we can give you the copies of the tablets that he read from and you can read.
Wait a minute. Angels said it was wiped out with the flood?
I'm paraphrasing, but angels said, no, they can't give it to you. And Enoch was wiped. His writings in the belief system of this was wiped out before it was wiped out with the flood. Enoch came down, wrote all this stuff down in the Enochian language, all the information that the angels given from these books, and it was wiped out with the flood. So the Book of Enoch then was written, not what Enoch wrote, the Book of Enoch.
Yeah.
Right? It was lost over here in the English speaking world for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the things that John D asked the angels when he was siring through your other guy was for a copy of that. Not of the Book of Enoch, but of the writings that Enoch had and stuff. And they were like, no, we can't give you that, but we can give you the stuff that it's based upon.
Okay.
It's all numbers and circles and grids and a lot of magic squares and stuff. It took years to decipher and break down. As I say, why would a guy that hates doing this spend so long doing it? Anyway. Back to the show.
Okay, so my total objection was, I think that in 16, where God builds his own sanctuary here on this earth amongst us, is bullcrap. That doesn't match anything anywhere. Okay? And then to continue in 16, and I will dwell with them. Oh, God's going to live with us on the earth. How nice. And I will be their God, and they shall be my people in truth and righteousness.
Hold on, where are you? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, go.
All right, God's leaving heaven. He's going to live on the earth. Awesome. You see why that doesn't match anything anywhere?
I can see that it doesn't match the mainstream Bible that people lined up. I can also make a statement that a lot of this language and a lot of the way this is not written literally. And when people wrote this down, it was to tell a story and stuff, and we look upon it in a different way. When it was canonized, people aligned everything up that did line up. That was the whole point. By you saying this doesn't line up, you're just saying, okay, we know why it wasn't made canon. It's still more popular than fucking Genesis back in the day when the Christians started. It doesn't.
That's the rumor. It's going to be hard to show that's true.
No, we have proof that this is true. We can show that this is true. There's more references to it by even Flavius and all them people and all that shit.
Really?
Yes.
It's that old. Okay, so we can show it's that old. You never said that before.
You never asked who other people talked about it. You literally asked what date it was made.
Well, conversations are like that. Sometimes new topic comes up.
But the point is, it was very popular, man. This was real. This was more around.
You said that.
Yeah, it very popular. So when the Christianity first started, when the story was first told, so to speak,
yeah,
this is what they read.
I got a question for you. If you should happen to know, and if you don't know, it's okay. But you mentioned Josephus, Flavius Josephus. Is there something that is only in this book that was mentioned by Josephus?
I would say that no, I didn't write like his name was mentioned in the research that I looked into. I didn't then go down the route and see what his mentioning was in that book Tutorium or whatever the fuck it is, the Flavius.
Okay.
Right. I didn't look that up specifically, but I assume from the fact that they either, it's the Book of Jubilees, and as you say, it's very close to Genesis. So the reference he made must have been to this for them to infer Jubilees over Genesis.
Because it's not a true dichotomy. There's another option I can think of. There used to be a Book of Jubilees. It was very popular for a very, very long time. A lot of people knew about it. This ain't it. This is a book that's called Jubilees, after the Book of Jubilees.
So
is another possibility.
I would look into the research about that and stuff, and I don't think that is a possibility.
I'll be waiting for him to quote the New Testament. I'm going to get all over him.
The New Testament, even, okay, the Dead Sea Scrolls, we can confirm with aging and stuff like that, were older than the New Testament.
That's my point.
So if this quotes the New Testament, you're going to see it as quoting the New Testament and not the New Testament quoting this.
Depends.
See?
No, it depends on how it's written, seriously.
Okay.
Because usually the more original text is more expansive, and then they take some base root from the more original text, and they expound on that in a different way in future writings.
We shall see. But as I say, this is older than the New Testament. We have shown that this version that we are reading, this Ethiopian version, has been confirmed by the Dead Sea Scrolls.
This is
the
third thing in the text I object to.
Lots of different confirmation, lots of different versions, 14-something versions, as they say. Right.
But in ancient human alien theory, where we mistakenly made it into a religion, there is no cause that an intergalactic society would want to come and live on our stupid planet.
Okay. So by reading this, and it being a different version, this is what I feel we are trying to, show.
We're not done. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Did I interrupt? Go ahead.
No, it's we're not done. Right.
Yeah. The point is, it can't. The option is not we read this and it's wrong. There's also an option of we read this and it was thrown out because it was a bit mad, and the ancient alien theory built upon the canonization, what was canonized. All right, and going straight to the extremity of it, you're full of shit, and what you've based your religion on is based on a canonized belief of people, and not what the actual original ancient story was, which is your statement.
Okay. Let me grant all of this thing's validity and history and age. I'll grant all that.
That's why I picked it.
I can still easily say that what the Hindus have in their confirmation of their religion is easily 10,000 years older than that.
That's cool. And you can agree with theirs.
And they still have flames shooting out of the bottom of flying chariots coming from the sky. And they still have we leave the planet with them in their story.
Of course they would. The sky was beautiful. We all worshipped the sun and the stars and all that shit.
No. Flaming flying chariots.
Yes, real. I understand, man, but you're just saying flaming, chariots. As if, that has to be spaceships. Couldn't be a meteorite. Couldn't be this. Couldn't be that. You say it with such.
You think someone's going to say, and he rode a meteorite down? by whatever words.
No, I don't think that they would make that statement, but I think that they would see a meteorite coming down from the sky and possibly landing, and then say, oh, well, that's how you get from up there to down here.
That's not bad. I could go with that.
And then they just make a leap over 1,000 years of it was a meteorite, and now it's like Chinese whispers, telephone, whatever you want to call it, you know.
All that's fair. That's logically fine.
Yes, so the point I don't know. That's it. The point of the discussion, Jay, is we are reading Jubilees. Jubilees is an alternative Genesis. It dates back to 160 years before Christianity, and it's slightly different. It also goes into more of a history of the Watchers falling. This is only the second episode, so we haven't got into that. But it's like, think Enoch and Genesis had a little baby. That's the Book of Jubilees.
I'm not that much of a historian. I thought that the Hebrew religion, Judaism, even in its early formations, was not derived from Ethiopia.
No. But the Christian Ethiopian that they have, their version, came from Christianity. So the Book of Enoch, so to speak, got carried into Ethiopia. It became orthodox and canon in Ethiopia. But then every copy over here got fucking burnt, lost, fell into a river, all gone.
Yeah.
So people knew that it existed because there's reference points to it, but we never had the Book of Enoch. Then some motherfucker went on a holiday when traveling got a little better, and he goes to a library over in Ethiopia, and he's like, damn, look, here's it here, it survived, you know.
Right.
It's not like they came up with it on their own.
Okay. Well, so far, he's maybe not strict enough for me. And so far, I find all of this in written Judaism.
Yeah, there is a few things you have disagreed with 3, and we're only 16 verses in. Jay in the chat, no, I spelt and made the entire thumbnail using that spelling of Jubilees. Until I showed it to Richard before we went live, and he was like, looks great, wonderful. You realise you've spelt the shit wrong. And I'm like, oh. All had to change. Had to go through my description.
Yeah, it's not Jubilees.
No.
Really, Jay.
Jubilees. The Book of Jubilees.
No.
So, Richard, go on ahead. God's now living here.
Yeah,
I love that
focus
there.
and make sure-
Metabuns.
yeah.
I love Metabuns. Gerbilee.
Yeah, it's Jubilees.
Gerbilees.
Sure, little rodents in a cage. Sure. Let me see. Where was I? Probably 18, 19. Moses fell on his face and prayed and said, "O Lord my God." I'd love to know what those words actually are. They're right there. Do not forsake thy people and thy inheritance. Okay. And that they should wander in the error of their hearts, and do not deliver them into the hands of their enemies, the Gentiles, lest they should rule over them and cause them to sin against. I'll make a prediction. God's going to do it anyway. Let thy mercy, O Lord. What's that?
We already fucking know that.
Yes.
Yes, but your prediction, I don't care. You can't keep pointing out how fucking similar it is when you've already disagreed with 3 things 19 verses into the first chapter. Okay?
Yeah, I know.
So you can't keep making the statement that it's the same.
Oh, he's gonna follow the same overview. It's gonna be the same overview, but I'm looking for what's in detail not accurate.
Okay.
Is what I'm looking for.
Okay. Yes, we know the Book of Jubilees is similar to fucking Genesis. If we spend all our time talking about how it's similar instead of just reading really quickly the stuff, we'll be here all fucking years.
Let thy mercy, O Lord, be lifted upon thy people, and create them an upright spirit, and let not the spirit of
Bel-Air? Is he the
that
Prince
says
of
Bel Air.
It's the Prince
That's
of
a
Bel-Air.
flipping car. I call bullcrap. That's a car.
Oh no, I was thinking
rule
fucking
over them.
Will Smith and the French Prince of Bel-Air.
That's what I'm telling you, man. That's just wrong. This was written like 1920 or better. Rule over them to accuse them before they. and to ensnare them from all the paths of righteousness, so that they may perish from before thy face. But they are thy people and thy inheritance, which thou hast delivered.
Before you move on to 20, the spirit of Bel-Air rule over them to accuse them before, and let not the spirit. Would we say that that's possibly an old reference of the name of Baal? Because they're creating different spirits, and we don't want the evil god to rule over them. So this could possibly, from my reading of it, be a reference to what we know as Baal, no?
Yes, you are able to glean context, and yes, I was only kidding about it being a car, and you brought up a town.
It's fucking clearly the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
And EL is the same as AL, which is the same as ALE. All of them mean God generally. And Bel-Air may be a specific, like a city deity or something.
Okay, so yeah, thank you for, you're shouting at me when I try to give the audience context. You asshole. Go on ahead.
Oh, you're quite welcome anytime. Let's see. But they are thy people. What's but? What do you mean, but they are thy people? Why but? It's not an exception. It's the same context about the same topic. It's not but.
You're also reading but at the start of a verse because somebody decided that it's a verse start.
Yes, I am. They are thy people and thy inheritance, which thou hast delivered with thy great power from the hand of the Egyptians. Oh, this is supposed to be post-Exodus.
Well, Moses went up the mountain. Yeah, it skips straight to Moses going up the mountain. We discussed that last week. Are you here at all? Do you pay attention?
The mountain was
Moses
before the captivity, bro.
Moses is up the mountain at the minute.
Yeah, that's before the captivity.
Were he going through the whole thing and gets the commandments and goes down and they're all with Baal? That's not in the desert?
That's before the captivity. That's before they were in Egypt.
There you go. Shows you how long I've been fucking reading the Bible.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't have to.
Yeah, not really important.
Right. The Lord said unto Moses, I know their contrariness and their thoughts and their stiff-neckedness, and they will not be obedient till they confess their own sin and the sin of their fathers. Why is that not plural? And after they will return to me in all uprightness. Oh, come on. And with all their heart and all their soul, and their circumcise the foreskin of their heart. I like that. Look, they got the circumcision right.
You see? You agree with that?
That's amazing. I am shocked. Oh, wait. And the foreskin of the heart of their seed.
Yeah, your seed's your penis, so they're also doing that too, probably.
And will create in them a Holy Spirit in them, and I will cleanse them so they shall not turn away from me and me that day unto eternity. Yes. Okay. It could be a cultural misunderstanding. Okay, fine. And their souls will cleave to me in all my commandments, and they will fulfill my commandments, and I will be their father, and they shall be my children. Good enough.
I'm glad that this book has got your approval. Hello, Skyworks.
No, it doesn't.
And hello, Spooky, and Brian, and Metabon, and everyone that's turned. Oh, TP Seeker. Hi, TP. Jason's here.
Look at all those folks. Peace and respect to you all. Okay.
24.
Although it could have been that the early church did not have circumcision as only of the foreskin, but more importantly of the heart, which is something Jesus says in the New Testament. What you do to your skin don't much matter.
Mm-hmm. Well, as a full man,
but the change of the heart is really... What's that?
As a complete man, it matters to me.
I am an incomplete man. You know, I didn't find out till I was 13 and I was watching a medical show.
Really?
I had no idea.
In all honesty, that's fine. like I say really because I did, but then I know that there's things that I didn't know till I was older, which I should have known as well. Because we all, it's like, why are we so afraid of this bullshit? You know, why do we not teach and educate? And we're all like,
It's just that I was raised so Catholic, and there
Yeah.
was nothing but Catholic people around. Everybody was circumcised.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you go to you go to this fucking swimming pool, you look around, all the penises are the same.
Yeah.
Stop staring at penises. Moving on.
Or if there was someone in my midst in my childhood that wasn't circumcised, I never noticed. I just thought that was natural, that's what people look like. Didn't know. And they all shall be called children of the living God, and every angel
Living
and every
God.
spirit.
Living God,
Yeah.
as in an actual being, you know. I'm
Yep,
going to make Jubilees
noticed-
part of Demolish Doctrine. Fuck off, right?
You're welcome to it. It's starting to look worse and worse to me. And every angel and every spirit shall know, yea, why is that there? They shall know that these are my children, and that I am their father in uprightness and righteousness, and that I love them. It better not become an overuse of yea, like verily, verily, and I say to you. It better not get overused. Because
Says the guy-
that's a red flag for me.
Says the guy who just sat and read Revelations with me, and every time it repeated itself, pointed it out. If this repeats itself and disagrees with you, you don't like it. But if Revelations repeats itself and you can make an argument, let's go with it. Right, continue on.
No, it's not the same thing. What I said is not that there shouldn't be recaps of the story to let you know that's the end of it and we're starting a new story. That's fine. But like Joseph Smith, when he was doing his writings, he kind of, got a little too excited, if you know what I'm saying, with the whole verily, verily. Like he used the hell out of that.
That's where that came from. I couldn't place verily, verily, me on high or something. That's where
Yes.
that came from.
And throwing a yea in there where it doesn't really belong in late Middle English makes me look at that and go, why is that there?
They're using this particular translation. We had this conversation. There's reasons for it. They haven't changed it since they got it into their Bibles. So this is the version we're using. So they may have added yea instead of an if, the, or but, like they did in King James. King James
Sure.
also adds dragons and flowery nature words and stuff. You agree with that, so it's okay, and you're used to reading that, so it's okay, and it aligns with a lot of other people, so you agree with that, and it's fine. This version is the English one that we're using because it's the one that survived.
Don't accuse me of agreeing with the King James. I don't. I'm happy to use it as a reference book.
I said that you agreed with the King James, and okay, let me rephrase this. You have told me on numerous occasions that the King James is your favorite version of the Bible, and the version that you use
What?
is a very old version.
No, that's not what I said, ever.
Do you not use your own Bible? The Bible that you use is a King James and it's an old version.
No, sir. It's a 1537 Matthews. I can show you the cover. It's sitting right there.
I went looking for a really old King James version, and that's how I found the concordance. That's how long ago this has been my belief. I'm pretty sure that people have heard. Has anyone? Okay.
It's not a King James. I talk about the King James a lot because that's what most people use. But I don't think this is the Bible either, I don't think this is the Bible.
What's the symbol on the back?
Oh, that's David and Goliath.
Oh, I
drew
was
that.
wondering because that looked very particular
And that's-
just to you.
And that's the definition of what an altar is in Hebrew and what it means.
Right. So let me see
Which
the side of that there again.
I drew that. I didn't draw this, though. That was
Yes.
already on there.
Matthew's Bible. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay. Cool. Richard, I was always under the belief that the King James, old 16th century one that you had was a King James.
Oh, okay.
Always under that belief. And I think we did discuss about me going out and looking for a really old Bible and maybe said King James and you never paid any attention to it because it's not your favorite.
Well, if you wanted to give me a gift of a concordance for a 1611 King James, I love you, and I would accept that. However,
No good. Well, anyway, it was a concord, whatever the fuck it was. I don't know, motherfucker.
it was concordant to the first edition of the King James. Yeah, I know. I remember what it was, and I thought that was a huge compliment. But it's since all of it's based in the Masoretic and the Septuagint and the Greek lexicon anyway, it doesn't matter which concordant you have, except for I could hold up that particular one and say, look, MathPig gave me this one.
Yeah.
That makes it super cool for personal reasons.
I don't know why, though. I don't know where I picked it up. I've even said that to other people as well, that you read a 16th century fucking King James Bible. And I've said
that's way too young.
Huh?
That's way too young. 70 years too young for me.
Is that book that you have not 16th century?
It's 15th. I'm sorry, it's 1500, 16th century, yeah.
So it is, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's annoying. It is one of those things that you have to do, though. Yeah, it is 16th century, so I'm right in saying it's 16th century.
The KJV wasn't put together till 1610, in the 17th century.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. It's not a number that sticks in my head, but...
There you go. Well, you don't have to know stuff like that, but I better.
Well, every single person that I've ever told it to never fucking disagreed with me, so they don't know.
Interesting.
But yeah, I don't know where that came from. There's a little side tangent. Wonderful side. I watched this show. Anyone should watch Simon Whistler. Just look him up on YouTube. He's like 7 fucking channels. He loves his money. He's wonderful. Very funny. Does stories. Tells everyone. He's also bald and bearded, so you can't go wrong. And he does exactly what me and Richard do. He's supposed to read a story, and a 6-minute intro can take him 20 minutes. And they have a little meme that pops up. And it's like, fantastic tangent, Simon. Now let's get on with the story. So...
Let's go on with the story.
Let's get on with the story. And they should be called children of the living God, and every angel...
I read that one.
Shut up, I want to fucking read it.
Okay, yeah, 100%.
And do thou write down for thyself all these words, which I declare unto thee on this mountain, the first and the last, which shall come to pass in all the divisions of all the days, in the law, and in the testimony, and in the weeks, and jubilees, unto eternity, until I descend and dwell with them throughout eternity. Is that going to be number 4?
God living on the planet. That's wrong.
It disagrees with your interpretation, yes.
It disagrees with huge amounts of text that say the same thing.
Okay, so we're just making the statement. Now we know why this was. Look at my beard. My beard's not right. Here's trim my beard.
Your beard's lovely.
No, there's a wee dent here in the middle because it's not true.
Looks very Irish.
I'm gonna put my Irish hat on.
There you go.
No.
Oh my gosh, the Irishness.
Oh, come on now,
I'll bet you can speak with such a thick accent. There's no way I could understand what you say.
Oh,
I bet you can actually do that.
I wanted to find this for the audience the other day. There is an RTE channel. It's a South Ireland channel. It has been going for over 100 years in news reports and news media and stuff like that. You know, and now they have a radio channel as well, and they have a whole library of all this stuff. And they found a guy from 1983, and this one was like, "Oh, wait, do you hear this? What I found in the archives." He had a furry tree. He was the last of the Sweeneys. And if the furry tree falls down, the Sweeney line will die. And they were interviewing this 70, 80-year-old man because he was the last one on the last line of the Sweeneys. And they're like, well, you don't have to be the last line. You're still young yet and all this here. And he's like, oh, you don't know and all. It was... nobody in this community would have understood what he said. A 1980s 70-year-old farmer that looks after a furry tree. Oh, but Jesus, he was all like, oh, but I'm not too old for that. My old back in it. Very Irish. Not a fucking chance anyone would have understood him. But I can't find it. Can't find it. The archives aren't online.
I could probably find recordings of like Appalachian mountaineers, and you wouldn't be able to understand a thing they're talking about.
There is one on YouTube which I've used before, and it's a guy from Nearly Cork, and someone stole his fucking sheep, and it's him. I lose track once or twice. I only understand it now because I've listened so much, but it is that thick. Like, it's pure culture. We call it culture. Just pure culture.
What's culture mean? Clay? Is it like...
Culture.
Is it like soil?
No, culture. As in, like, the guy I walked past the day at work, he smelled like shit. He's got boots up to his knees covered in fucking dung. He's wearing a checkered top, and he talks with, like, a fucking culture accent. He's a culture. I'm a country farmer. You know, okay. We haven't an internet. You know, we used to pump the water. Like, culture.
Got it.
When they get dressed up to go to the disco, blue jeans, desert boots, nice check shirt. You know?
Yeah. Nice checkered shirt.
Yeah.
A new checkered shirt. And he said to the angel of the presence.
Culchies, angels, right? Go on ahead.
And he said to the angel of the presence? And he said to the angel of the presence.
Hold on, I'll write up.
Write for Moses from the beginning of creation till my sanctuary has been built among them for all eternity.
Again, saying...
My brain's going to fall out of my head.
They keep saying that he's living here. Skyworks gets it. A proper farmer, you are.
Right on. If Let's Farm was here, he would have picked up on it 3 times faster than me. And he said to the angel of the presence. It's like the angel is not the presence?
Presence. Would presence and present be from the same derivative? Would that be as in time, as in, you know? And he said...
No. It's more like entity.
No, that's angel. Would angel not be entity? Presence?
No, presence means that something is right there in front of you. It's in the presence. It's in your
I understand what the
right
word
there.
presence means. What I asked, does presence and present, as in a reference of time, derive from the same word in English?
Oh, there's an overlapping root there, meaning the immediate sense. Yeah.
Yes, as in, you know, right now. You know,
right now.
Yes.
Something like right now.
So that's what I'm saying. And he said to the angel of the presence. So Moses being the angel in the present. Right now, the person I'm speaking to, this. Like, following that Enochian stuff, man. You've obviously heard of Metatron, yes?
Metatron, yeah. I know what that means.
Where did Metatron come from?
Zoroastrianism, I think. Is that right?
There were, in the Christian nature, in your internal critique, so to speak, where did Metatron come from?
Oh, the total idea came from the angelic writers.
No. From what I've been reading and following the whole Enochian rabbit hole and all these different fucking stuff, man, there is writings to show that Enoch, because there's no death of Enoch in the Bible.
Right.
Yeah. No death of Enoch in the Bible. Enoch...
Yeah, he ascends body and all, right.
And becomes Metatron.
Enoch by himself becomes Metatron?
Not by himself. He gets a little, I don't know, God puts his thumb up his ass. I don't know what God does, but he becomes Metatron.
Okay.
There's non-canonical writings from this sort of period, along with, as I say, I've been reading, you know, going down a lot of this non-canonical stuff and this sort of route. Doing more research on your aliens than you have.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but it's very interesting to me, the scholarly sort of work of it. And, you know,
yeah.
I also every now and again throw in a wee 14... Like, I'll listen to a scholar for an hour, and then I'll throw in a 14-minute ancient alien video. Then I'll go and listen to another scholar for an hour, and I'll throw in another weird Christian Jewish guy or something like. You know, it's all these different...
Right on.
Yeah, it keeps you on your toes. But
I like the idea of it. Yeah, what this reads in the beginning of 26 is that the angel is not the presence. The angel is of the presence. So the angel is in the presence?
Yes, right for Moses. They've got a fucking woman in the corner taking minutes. It's the 70s.
You see what I'm saying? You got a court reporter here. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, possibly God can't write on the tablets. He's too powerful. His finger breaks. He's like a giant. He leans down. He snaps the stone.
Okay.
Damn, I don't know my own strength.
There was a cartoon with that in it. I don't remember what it's.
Do you know the entire show? I haven't put this Bible up once.
Kabong.
I have not put the Bible up once.
Really?
Yep. There's
Oh, look at that. You're right. Over there on the monitor screen, the text isn't there.
Yeah, I told
That's
you this
lovely.
fucking last week. Let me know when I do that, will you? People in the
Well,
chat.
when I notice and remember that, I do tell you if you hadn't. But this time, I did not. Because I didn't notice.
Help in the chat, Help us out.
Maybe on the 10th series, my brain will go, why isn't that screen over there white? Why isn't it?
Yeah.
Should be mostly white. Why not?
Okay, so we can understand, reading of the first chapter, we can understand, I think Richard, me and you would definitely agree, why this is non-canonical. Why this has not been repeated and overly used and stuff like that. Like if you imagine that this is floating about and then someone takes this and writes a more, I don't want to say believable version, but a more accepted
That's an
version.
okay term.
And we can call this accepted version Genesis. And because it is easier to spread, as in it's easier to believe, it has a stronger sense of telephone. If I start a Chinese Whispers with you and I start with angels, we're going to end with aliens. If I start with a red car, we're going to end with a blue car. We're going to still have a car because it's simple, people won't lose track. So having a more easier spread one is a reason to make it canonical because it also aligns with all the rest of the ideas. This is different.
Okay, here's why I have a problem with that.
Hello, Regis.
Oh, hey, Regis. Oh, and Maynard.
Love, love, love.
And Brian. Okay. Let's just read the rest of this real quick, okay?
Go for it.
Okay. And he said to the angel of the presence, write for Moses from the beginning of creation till my sanctuary has been built among them for all eternity. And the Lord will appear to the eyes of all, and all shall know that I am the God of Israel and the Father of the children of Jacob, and king on Mount Zion for all eternity. And Zion and Jerusalem shall be holy. And the angel of the presence who went before the camp of Israel took the tables of the divisions of the years from the time of creation and the law of the testimony and the weeks and the jubilees according to the individual years, according to all the number of the jubilees, according to the individual years, from the day of the new creation, when the heaven and the earth shall be renewed.
New creation.
Wow. And all their creation according to the powers of heaven. And according to this is early Jehovah Witnesses, what the hell this is. And according to all the creation of the earth, until the sanctuary of the Lord shall be made in Jerusalem on Mount Zion, and the luminaries be renewed for healing and for peace and for blessing for all the elect of Israel, and that thus it may be from that day and unto all the days of the earth.
Why do you have, right, I don't know why it says new in the way it does. I'm thinking that the translation and the word that it is means creation, but means new creation, right? That's what I'm taking from that, right? And from the day of the new creation, when the heavens and the earth shall be renewed. Is that literally not something that you could fucking quote scripture from and fucking, what do you call that? Cherry pick. You could cherry pick that and it would match.
You could cherry pick that, but you're not going to cherry pick it from Old Testament. You got to cherry pick that from New Testament.
Okay. I'm cherry picking. I'm just saying, in this one, you could say that would align with you.
Which part?
New creation, heavens and earth shall be renewed. We're literally getting...
Not renewed. Nope. No renewals. That's out.
Why?
Because this earth gets destroyed and it stays that way.
No, it doesn't. It gets renewed and used to make a new ship.
No, that's recovering the materials off it, make it less livable, not more livable.
No. Every single planet, right, let me see if I can convey this to you. Every single planet gets their own ship.
Yes, when on Ascension, it's already built for them, they get a new ship.
Right, and it comes from the materials of the earth. that they lived upon. Yes.
Or maybe the difference, what fell to the earth from space.
Yeah.
Something like
anyway,
that.
they're here at
Yeah.
this particular Earth. They strip that, and in the years while we're going through the torture, they're in space building the ship with our materials. Yes.
Well, I don't know when construction begins on the next heaven, but
Well,
yeah,
if
okay,
you
sure.
agree that the fucking, the materials come from our Earth, and you
Yes.
agree that they can't take them from our Earth till they appear, because if they
Yes.
right, and then you agree that they leave at the end of the 7 years, and we're on
Yes.
the ship.
Yes.
So during that 7 year period, logically following that steps, the construction starts after they arrive and is finished before we leave.
I don't know why you're saying that. I don't get it.
The
I
7
mean, I
year-
noticed you put that time frame on there, but I don't see it in the story, and I don't think it's necessary.
Okay, it's just if they're taking materials from our Earth, they can't start construction till they start taking materials.
Right. They can't start the construction till
Yeah.
they've had the materials to build it with. Sure.
Yeah, so it has to start after they show themselves.
Sure.
And when we leave,
And some of the materials aren't even collected until the last 10 days of
Yeah.
the story.
yeah, so it has to start after they arrive, and when we
Sure.
leave in the ship at the end of the 7 years, it
Yeah.
obviously has to be finished
Why?
because we get our own. Like,
Oh, you think they're building it as they're sitting in the sky? They're building our heaven. No, 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 no. As soon as they get here, it's already built.
well, then where did they get the materials from? If you just said the
From
materials
the last
come-
Earth.
so it's the materials come from an Earth behind.
Yes.
You say that like it was obvious. I've just been asking you questions. It's
But
not
it's what
been
you
that
just said. They collect the materials for the next heaven, and I agreed to that. You just said it.
No, what I mean is they arrive here and they make our ship from the materials on our planet.
I don't think so.
Right, and that's why I give it the time period of 7 years, because they can't start stripping our planet until they're here, and obviously when we leave,
I've totally caught up with you.
yeah, that's why I just give it the 7 year period, because it has to. They could do it in a day, but it must be within.
Okay, do you remember the part in Revelation John is reciting to us what his experience is, be it an acid trip or whatever?
Right,
Right. I saw the new Jerusalem descending down from God's heaven.
Right.
This is on heaven's arrival. It already exists. Adorned like a new bride. So it's like spot on, perfect condition.
Right, okay. So the idea that
Squeak,
it's
squeak, squeak.
that's the idea of New Jerusalem is it
Yeah.
coming down. Okay, so that's where
Yeah.
you get the idea of it being okay. We're all up to date.
Which is why I say 23 and 1.
We're up to date. Okay, no, that's fine. Fine, grand. You would agree that the story is retold over and over again? No.
Thousands
Sorry.
and
You would
thousands of
agree that
times.
the story happens over and over again on 23 plus 1 planets,
Yes.
right?
Or more. Yeah.
Or
Right.
more, or whatever the fuck, right? We could say Earth as in multiple Earths. Okay, again, we're using some flowery language. I just see the idea of new creation when it's renewed. Like, I can take a piece of metal that's rusty and dead, and I can melt it down and make a bracket for a flower pot out of it, and it could have started as a knife.
That sounds like something that was real. Did you?
No,
Oh.
no,
Sorry.
no. Although I do, do you know what I did do? I took the ivy down off the wall and made a wee thing, and lots of wee things that I get repurposed like. But yes, anyway, before I go off on a tangent about how great my daughter is, because that's all I can think about the things we do together now, is renewed. I renewed that knife
Yes.
as a wall bracket. The metal and the materials are the same. So
Sure.
with new creation, heavens and the earth shall be renewed, and all their creation according to the powers of heaven and according to the creation of earth, until the sanctuary of the Lord be in Jerusalem. Right? So they're taking all the animals and they're taking everything that has been created here and renewing it on, like, I don't know, when you're talking spaceships, you can say new earth and mean spaceship. Like, it came from an earth. It's renewed.
Sure.
I don't know.
You could.
I think
But
we've
it
got...
specifically said, the reason I don't adopt that is because it specifically says a new heaven and a new earth. It says both.
Yes, but I would also say that that's a new bracket on the wall.
It is a new bracket, but it's not new metal.
No, so it's renewed.
Right.
You
So
see,
just like
you can yeah, I was just about to say we're going to get hung up on this.
No, but technically it's not renewed, it's repurposed.
Now we're just being semantical.
No, I'm not, because the word creates, bara, in Genesis means repurposed.
Oh, okay, so we're in agreement then. The creation and
Yes.
repurpose can be changed, interchangeable
Yeah,
in this internal critique. Yeah.
Yes, I don't like the translation, the use of the word how you just
Okay,
said
well,
it.
would you agree that in the
Renewed.
English...
I don't like renewed.
Okay, if they said repurposed, you would be happier.
I'd be ecstatic.
Right. Well, I think that everybody... I'm not doing another poll, but I think people would agree that repurposed and renewed... If you make it better than what it was, I think renewed would more apply.
You're right. If you did a poll on that, that would be pedantic. It would be overly picky. It's insanely skeptical. Put 1 for same, 2 for different.
That's not what I said. You can type on this one. Just type 69, Robbie's right. Read the last fucking chapter, and we move on to the after party, because it's been an hour, nearly an hour and a half now, which I like. I like the 90 minutes. So... last chapter, it's the last one. Like, I can tell you...
28? The one I already read?
I wasn't listening to you. Round it up.
That's fine. I told you I was going to read to the end. I did.
I talked over the
And
top of it. I've had my hand up.
It doesn't matter. It's fine. No, you didn't talk over. You're just your mind was somewhere else doing something else in the moment. That's absolutely fine. But you see the new in brackets in 28 near the center of it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the new creation we were just speaking of. We've already critiqued this.
Unfortunately, I kicked me as well when I kicked you. Damn, I need to fix
Did
this
you?
script. Need to fix this script.
I didn't see.
Fucking
To me,
kick
you
both
didn't
of
get
us.
kicked. That's pretty. I didn't look over there.
And fucking kick both of us, right? Richard, I think, is going
Yes.
to maybe have a wee hangout, a wee poll, and we'll banter on over there.
Love to.
On his channel. And, yeah, I'll send you the thumbnail in a email now, so you can use the thumbnail. And,
Oh, that'd be lovely. Thank you.
yeah, that'd be lovely.
I'm gonna do a survey for interest first, because sometimes folks want to go to something like an after party, and sometimes y'all don't.
People are lonely in the internet.
If you think you run an 80% chance or better of coming over to my channel and hanging out for a while, or telling me how stupid I am on the show, or whatever like that, something like, please type just a number, just by itself, a number in the chat, and I'll know what that meant, and I'll start a show. And if not, we'll just call it a night, and I'll thank you all for your time.
Or I'll do the easy thing and just put the fucking link in. If anyone wants to join, they can just join.
Oh, that's even easier than me creating a show. Thank you.
Aye.
More
and then
gooder.
we will use this as a green room.
Right on.
3.1. 3.1. No, that's not pi.
That's a number. It's
not
a number.
It's not pi though. I think that was an attempted pi. I went to do the 3.14159 in my head, and that didn't match. Threw me off.
3.142 is not pi, but if I remember right, 3.142 is an ancient approximation of pi.
Considering it's 3.1419. Yeah, Spooky, you're right. Sorry, just my brain goes more decimal places. That's what I taught Elena. We have a pattern. 3.14159. So I always go that wee bit further. I'm sorry. We've got lots of numbers. We've got 42, 69, 3, 69, 24/7. Thank you, Spooky, for your forgiveness.
Okay, cool. Well, what do you say we take a little smoke break and pee break and come back? What do you think?
You can have a smoke break. I may be in the middle of one.
It looks like you are.
Right. End of the chapter. We're on chapter 2. We're not going to fucking forget that. Chapter 2. What does it start with? And the angels of the presence spake to Moses. Oh. The history of the 22 distinct acts of creation on the 6 days, 1 to 16. Institution of the Sabbath, its observance of the highest angels with whom angels are Israel is afterwards to be associated, 7 to 32. So that's just a wee breakdown of what they are. So we don't even need to look it up. We just have to go through the chapters and it'll tell us at the top what
I already have a problem.
Why?
Well, that part right there is probably a modern commentary. Never mind.
Yeah. It could be a modern commentary, but it describes this. So if it says you have a problem with...
In modern commentary, they can word it in a stupid way that doesn't match anything that they want to, and that's fine.
Smoke break and a pee break depends. How drunk are you early? Sometimes, you know. Right. Richard, did you book a show? Have you got a show? Is there a show? Have you got?
No, we're just going to stay here. You already said that.
No.
You put the link in the...
Yeah, I know.
Chat.
I said that we're going to use this as a green room so no weirdos turn up. I don't
as
know.
Soon as I smoke a cigarette, I'll
Fine,
create a show. Why don't we
here.
just keep going on? Let's just keep going on your channel.
Okay, right. I have a thing. Oh, I've been down to use this. Right. Let's see if this works. like the music. Doesn't really like the music. You've all heard that tune. That's in the background in any version. Like there's 3 or 4 versions of that. There's always been a version playing in the background of all my videos. That's the music that kills this. So for the 11 people that come around, shout out to Brian. The link is there. It's pinned if anybody wants it. Oh my goodness. There you go. Fuck's sake. The volume transferred across. Do apologise about that. The volume control between scenes stayed the same. So the background music when I turned it up full blast stayed full blast when I changed scenes. So I do apologise at that. But boogie down, boogie down. There, as I said, that tune has been in the background in some particular version of all my videos. So you all do know that tune. You have all heard it somewhere of 300 times maybe or something like that. I don't know how many videos I have, but what do you mean finally what the back? Do you ever come on? Maybe. Yeah, there you go. Even Richard's getting down and groovy. So we have some slots. There's a pinned in the live chat. Who's gonna come in? Who's gonna poke Richard? Who's got some questions to ask? Richard, what's your thoughts now that we've finished the first chapter?
My overall thoughts on the Book of Jubilees first chapter. It's horribly close to the Old Testament, which pre-existed it. Possibly not.
Hold on, rephrase that for me so I get an understanding, please.
The Book of Jubilees sounds Old Testament-y.
Yes.
And we have it in writing from, you said, 100 plus BC.
160,
right?
I think, yes.
160 CE.
Before Common Era, as we use now.
BCE, sorry. Yeah. You're right, BCE. But if our estimates of the Tanakh are even close to right, Tanakh is much older than that. So I'd have to do some research.
Can I just give clarification?
How old this is supposed to be total.
May I give some clarification?
Yeah.
When you ask me how old this is, and I say 160 years, I think I'm making reference point to the first mention of it or the first writing of it. I think they do believe that the actual verbal story goes back a wee bit more. But obviously, I don't know, maybe that's assumed. Get in here back. I don't know if that's assumed or not, but the story, if I say 160 years can be proven, verbally it's probably got another 1 or 2 generations on it, minimum,
But it's not going to go to like 3,500 BCE.
No, we don't have any paperwork to say 3,500 BCE. I do believe we have paperwork or some sort of evidence to show that it goes back to 160 years, but obviously we can't prove verbalization. We can't prove when the story created because it's like talked about, then we wrote it down. So that talked about period is indefinite. We don't know. Verbal transmission tradition. Yeah. So your thoughts on it then is it's all bullshit. It's wrong.
Okay, there was 3 points that I thought were kind of sus.
Well, did the last one not become number 4?
Okay, there was 4 points where I thought it was kind of sus.
Suspect. Okay? We ain't playing that game.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not planting my flag saying, oh, that can't be, and they could have meant it a certain way. Right. But at first glance, the way they used words in 4 different places seemed inconsistent. And then the statement that heaven comes down to the earth and God lives with us on the earth, I find in no story anywhere. So that's different.
Yeah.
Certainly different. But
How
it's
would
very.
you how would you try and match that with your story? Right, I need to do something here. Hold on, I've got three versions
I
of
don't
you.
think I could. How could I make that match with this? The best I could do is while heaven is parked in the sky, they're with us. But that doesn't mean they're going to live with us forever. We're
Right.
supposed to go live with them forever. It's the exact opposite. It's completely the wrong idea. Peace and respect back.
Hello,
How
back.
is you, handsome?
Hello,
Jesus, you're
hello.
fucking loud.
You
Right.
I see all the time. How you doing, MP?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. You're a little loud, so I've turned everything down. But there we go. Let me see how that goes.
Oh, do I need to get closer?
No, further away. You're too deep and
Oh.
manly.
I'm sorry. I will talk more gently.
When I read that, Richard, right, I'm going to give. Sorry, just to ignore back for 1 wee second till I get this thought out. I don't want to lose my thought.
Go for it.
Hanging around with you too long and having my own demolished doctrine, religion that I have to keep track with. Whenever I read that and it said God comes down here and God lives among us, my brain went from that reading to the previous reading where we'd just done in Revelations, and we had this disagreement on the idea of a booming voice, the idea of this, all of these things happening, and from your point of view, you seen them all from the mothership, and I discussed about an APC smaller ship, something that can be brought down here, landed upon the earth and stuff like that. So I'm going to take this idea that he's living upon us as confirmation of my smaller ship that comes and stays here. So I'm now going to incorporate that.
I didn't know that your in your conception of the reading that the smaller ship that comes down stays here. I never knew that.
No, it may not stay here. We have an indeterminate amount of time. We have only read one chapter. In the first chapter, it stays here. We may get later on, it may say it leaves. We don't know. And obviously when the earth gets destroyed, it must leave, you know. But the idea of what I'm saying is that pushing with the smaller ship, the APC, mothership can't land, too big, this one can. So this one may land, this one may stay here during the 7 years, and the story continues. The story does not continue about what happens in space. Each story ends with an apocalypse. So if the spaceship is still here when the earth blows up, it's going to fly away at the very last minute, as you say, last 10 days. So the story would say that it stays here, but it may be a smaller ship that leaves.
You know, I know of a series, an entire fleet of ships that land here and don't take off, and they stay here forever.
What's that?
Satan and his crew.
That's a show.
What?
Did you say you know of a show where people... Oh, well, Satan.
A
Oh,
fleet.
right.
An entire fleet that land and never take off again. They're
Yeah,
forced
no.
down out of the heavens. Maybe this is the book of Satan.
Oh my goodness, first chapter and you're making leaps.
I said maybe.
Do you not
If
know
it's a
about the
Jehovah's
Book of
Witness
Hold-
book, it is.
Hold on here. Let's just... Sorry, I'm going to ignore back for another wee second, then I'm going to mute and let back talk, right? Do you not know of the... is it the biggest gigas? It's like a fucking... It's not that joke from fucking... that movie series in the 80s. It is a like 5 foot tall Bible, okay, that has been written from start to finish with drawings, with illustrations, with all of this, including a giant 2-page, like it's this page and then this page, and it is the devil on one side and heaven on the other. Now, it's been signed by Hermes or whatever, and it goes back as this guy Herman. He is a monk. He did something so awful that the monks were planning to put him in the cave. And they put him in like a brick wall, and they bricked him in. And he said, look, you can't do this to me. And they were like, look, you can't. He's like, what can I do to get out? And he said to the guy, if you give me a book with all the information that is in the world, then I will let you, you won't have to stay here. And when they went to him in the morning, he had this giant ass fucking book that includes the Flavius and all the rest of it and all this bullshit. Now, people have said that it would take upwards of 25 years to write this shit down, right? And it is matched perfectly. No mistakes, no nothing, the whole way through. It has been confirmed it's written by one guy. It's the something gigas, as in giant Bible. It's the Devil's Bible. It's in Prague at the minute, if I can remember correctly. 1 second, please.
Share screen. What are you talking about?
I know. I totally want to see that shit. What the fuck?
First of all, it's not. I don't think it's mechanically possible to write that much before you would starve to death.
The thing is, he sold his soul to the devil, and the devil gave him this book. It's written on lamb's skin in lamb's blood.
Just
No,
glad it's
no,
not
no. That
human
might be
skin
a
and
different.
human
Hold on,
blood.
that might be a different. That might be a grimoire that I was reading about today as well. No, but hold on. I said back in a minute.
Is
Yes,
it me or
it's
is the
the
air
Codex
conditioning
Gigas.
pumping out morose in here? Is it just me?
It's the. Yeah, shh, shh, shh. Right, I need to. Yeah,
I don't see it over there. Beck, I'm convinced you're a vampire. You can see in like almost no light.
It's because light costs money.
No, it's because Beck don't like bright light.
I really, really just despise light. I really do. It's horrible.
True story.
Hell. For me.
Right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Trying to sort out my fucking equipment.
Who the fuck is having sex with their microphone? Why will this not let me share? Why will this not let me share my entire
Ah!
Why will this not
That's
let me?
what yep.
No, I don't
Okay,
know
good.
if people can see this. It won't let me share my entire screen. Aye, there we go.
Okay, I see it over here, but I don't see it over there.
Where do you want it? You want it there?
I don't know, for your viewing audience, it's...
Yeah,
there
that's
you go.
better.
Now you're changing it. What are you doing?
There.
It's broke up into 6 parts over there on the YouTube.
Yes, but we also have the wiki leak in the live chat, so if they want to do
Okay.
it,
So
they can-
who gave him all the dyes to color the pictures?
The devil.
The
The
paper
devil. The
that was
devil.
all the same. The writing implements. Who did that? They just give you that shit in jail now.
The devil.
Back in the day when colored anything was
Okay,
highly
created in the
expensive
13th
and only
century.
owned by the rich of the rich.
No, this was created in the 13th century in a monastery in the Czech Republic. Blah blah blah. It
Whatever.
contains the complete Vulgate Bible, all written in Latin. Between the Old and New Testaments, a selection of other popular medieval works, including Josephus, Antiques of Jews. All of these are contained. That's the main picture. Now that's the that's the devil, and that's heaven in layers in a temple.
Okay.
The Codex Gigas.
Yep, it's
I know
huge,
what it's called.
right?
Which means
Let me see.
big
36
book.
inches.
Hold on, if I can put it beside a person, right?
36 inches in length, not 5 foot tall. It's 3 foot.
No, it's not.
It just said that right there in front of you where you just had it up. Your reference, bro, not mine.
That's probably it's. Right, so it's only 3 foot.
Maybe it's width.
Like that looks more to me than that 4 foot than 3 foot.
Weird angle.
Yeah, that's more like 4 foot. It is. Well, maybe not. No, I think it's
Can't
about
tell
3
how
foot.
tall the guy is. If he's a midget, it might be 5 feet. I can't tell.
Like it's pretty big.
Yeah.
Look
Damn,
at
that's
his-
an weird angle too.
Still, look at his hand relative.
Yeah.
The space
I'd
at
say,
the
yeah.
bottom is the length from his crook of his thumb
Okay,
to the tips
we're
of
gonna
his
see if we can
fingers.
find a better one, and people are complaining.
It's huge.
Like there's another one.
MathPig, Ryan says he likes your big, girthy book.
Look at that one, right?
Who doesn't?
I know, right?
Like, I don't know. Look at there's another
Oh,
angle.
that's legitimate. Let's see
Okay,
now. It
that
looks
does look
smaller
like 3
again.
feet. That
It
that
does
looks
look
like
like
3
3
feet.
It's known as the giant codex. It's called
It's still
3 foot
It's-
tall
it's-
Bible is huge,
that's giant.
bro.
like open. That's 3 foot by 3 foot, maybe 4 by
Yes.
4, but it's flipping huge.
That's the outside of it.
And he's supposed to have made this in how much time?
A night.
A night.
Okay, no,
Yeah, thank you. That's what I said.
Right.
no.
The 25
Nobody made this in
years.
one night.
Right. Well, you see, this is what makes me think. The hold on, I'll just stop sharing. Oh my goodness. The consistency through it. And as I say, I like to listen to a scholarly work on it, then throw in a bit of madness, then listen to a scholarly work, then throw in a bit of madness. It keeps you on your toes. It keeps you interesting. Because a lot of scholarly work can be very similar. Just people throw in, if you listen to 2 hours from an hour on each, on say 2 channels, sorry, and an hour on each, you're probably only listening to about information on maybe 80 minutes. A lot of it's repeats. So you throw in a wee bit of crazy to keep you on your toes. You throw in some ancient aliens to keep you on your interested, and break it up. And the consistency, that's something that's been pointed out on both the conspiracy channels and the scholarly channels. The consistency the whole way through it from start to finish. The fact that the writing style is the same. The fact that the artwork is the same. Even if it was written, like they've confirmed with the writing style and the way it's written and all the rest of it, that it's probable that one person wrote this because of the style.
I'll buy that.
Right?
I would buy that. I don't buy that he did it in a night. I think he did it over several years in prison.
They say
because
it would
they
take
gave him
upwards
the
of
equipment for it.
25 years for him to do this,
Yeah.
right? I think he lived till he was maybe 40, right? 50, whatever it is. These olden days.
So he started it
1500
when he was 10 or 15?
Yeah, well, what's the average age of someone in the 16th century?
Oh, for death? 40-ish, yeah.
Right. So
Yeah,
he
40-ish
right.
is about
So
right.
they approximate 25 years, and I would say that my writing style has changed over 25 years. I'd say your writing style has changed over 25 years. Look at the lineage on it. Look at the way, like, just on these pictures, it's perfect. You see the lines on the start of everything. They're
Yeah,
perfect.
I know how to use pencils and make straight lines and erase them later too.
You would get lazy, as I do, at the end of the night.
I don't think that. I think that as he would go through writing it, his writing would become better and more detailed and bigger words and better
they pointed
grammar
that
and
out
not
as
be
well.
same throughout.
They would see an improvement over time.
Yes.
No improvement. Consistent.
Or
the
unless
whole
he's
way.
just an idiot and he just wrote like that through the whole damn thing.
It can't be an idiot. These things are beautiful and done. I don't know. Look, I'm sounding like Richard. I'm just saying it's a very interesting,
Well,
esoterica.
they also say
If
that
any-
God built the entire earth in 1 week too. So, I mean,
well, we can test to prove
Take it for
him
what it's
wrong
worth.
about that. Oh, look, there's a picture there. So again,
yeah, right.
can't see
TP
it.
Seeker, just the time it takes for the ink to dry, right? Like, what did he do? He like clothespins and lines all the way through his jail cell so he could hang it all up, or I mean,
well, he was only the legend goes. he
sorry,
was
I
one-
just can't.
The legend goes he was one night in this bricked in area.
I think that's
Yeah, I
not
doubt that.
accurate.
I think it was more like 15 or 20 years.
They say 25, but yeah, that's an interesting book to look up. There's another picture that I'm not sure.
Well, he might be artistically skilled and he drew and wrote faster than most people, but it's still going to be like 15 years or something. Yeah, that's definitely a 3 foot tall book.
Pretty big ass book, like.
It's about the size of a small pallet.
Another one. Remember we were talking earlier, Richard, about the guy in the Enochian language. For him to base or like even go or start to forge, he would have to have memorized 147,000 characters and the language and a syntax. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to tell you this. The angels punished them because they were yappy and kept asking for treasure. So I think halfway through the translation, or whenever this happened, the angels started to tell it to them backwards. So they had to then translate it forwards and then into English because they kept asking for buried treasure.
What do you mean backwards? Backwards per word? Backwards per sentence?
Backwards. Speak it backwards.
They started
write it
receiving the end of the book?
The thing that I'm watching says that they were then told it backwards. I don't know if it was the lettering or the writing, but they had a verbal conversation with the angels. This guy, the possibility of having to forge this is not only know 147,000 characters, syntax, dictionary, create a language from the start, was also be able to speak it backwards.
Right. That would be more than impressive.
I'll be right back.
And considering this is 14th, 15th century again, you know.
Yeah.
So, as I say, something interesting that you should look up. It's the Enochian language. They have it all broke down. Esoterica did a very good one. You know what esoterica is, yeah? You know what? Yeah, there's a no, not the channel. You know the idea of esotericism.
Well, I know what esoteric means. Yeah.
Yes. Well, his channel is called Esoterica. He is a Jewish believer. He specializes. It's this and. Do you know that book that's supposedly written by Leonardo da Vinci when he was a wee kid, and it's got all the pictures of the flowers in it, and then there's the baths at the end?
Oh, yeah. The Van.
Oh, the Vindegaard, Vendrushka.
No.
Voynich manuscript.
That's it.
The Voynich manuscript, and this is what got the guy into his scholarly work. Like, he spends 3 hours on this book in over 3 episodes and follows it through in lots of it. This and the Voynich manuscript. He even has his own copy of the Voynich manuscript that he has fun at every now and again, you know, to try and translate.
I have a possible way to read that manuscript I'd like to try sometime.
Order it online. Have a go, man.
You can get pictures of it all over the place. I only need 1 sheet or 2 sheets to do it, to try it.
Damn. More very strong and powerful words.
Well, it's just that one night I was very, very tired and I was not reading the Bible. I was just kind of staring at it and my eyes were getting out of focus because I wasn't really trying to read it. And when I looked past it with my eyes looking toward it, but focused past
Through it.
Yeah, like you do with that modern art pieces, you know, the digital art
Yes, where you're
pieces,
trying to see what's in it, right? Yeah.
whatever that's called. I forget what that's called, but
I wouldn't say Voynich's trippy, just to address Jason. I don't think it's trippy, but go on ahead. Sorry, Richard.
that's okay. I believe in addressing the side chat. I started to kind of fade out mentally, and the print on the page blurred, and when it blurred, the white spaces in between became more prominent, and I saw a drawing in the letters. It was also perfectly sound sentences, but there was an extremely defined drawing in between the letters, in between the words.
As far as I know, they have applied certain algorithms and this, that, and the other. Now, they cannot decipher the Voynich manuscript. They have found even sentences that has the same word repeated, this, that, and the other.
And it's not Voynich. It's Van Noich.
Okay,
it's
well,
not.
everything
That's
that
wrong
I've
too.
heard that people have
Dang.
pronounced it Voynich or whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. That V book with the flowers
Yeah.
in it, right?
Yep.
They have put that into an algorithm, a computer or whatever, and checked. It is an act. They can prove that it's not gibberish.
Right.
You know? Nerdy, come on in. It's been ages since we've talked. Come on in.
Yeah, you should come in. I'm in here, and I don't have any fucking thing to say about religion. I'm just bullshitting with it. Come on in.
I have been lost down the rabbit hole of the occult for like an entire week. I swear to fuck. I really want to go and get myself the most popular grimoire.
Cool.
I want to go get myself. Really loving the occult lately. Like, think of the Ninth Gate. You know, have you seen the Ninth Gate?
No.
The movie The
No.
Ninth Gate. The movie The Ninth
No.
Gate is about a bookseller.
Oh, you've spoken of that before.
It's Johnny Depp. He is a rare book stealer, and he happens to come. He gets hired by a very rich guy who collects the occult, and they ask him to check if his copy of the Devil's Book, whatever the fuck they name it in the movie, is the original copy, because there's only 3 supposedly surviving in existence.
Yeah, Jason Jacoby got the spelling right.
I got the pronunciation right.
Is it Jacoby or is it Jacoby?
Jason Jacoby.
Yes.
Depends on where you live.
You always ask the author.
Well, that's why I was pretty much just asking him how to pronounce it. That's what I was doing.
When do mice
It's
ever?
his name, not me.
He just.
Yeah, but you spelled it the same, Jason. Give
Yeah, I
us like
know.
phonetics, bro.
Fuck's sake. Nerdy, when does a pickle or a mouse? Okay, we're rephrasing that because I've seen some mice.
Jacoby. O-B-E. Jacoby. 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 Okay. Okay.
Ja.
So not neither one, but in the middle. Got it.
Right. Just to be honest.
So everybody was right, but nobody was right. 2 days, MathPig.
What's that?
My surgery. It's in 2 days.
I did not know that.
Thursday morning. That's why I was rearranging my house and I've been getting things ready. And then I thought, you know, I got that bed ready. Went to get that bed ready this morning. Let me tell you this mattress they put on this sofa bed. It is literally cloth with springs, and it's that thick. Not even barely, like 3 inches, but it's when you push on it, it's just like it hurts your hand.
That's what Stu
To
likes
push
to
on it.
sleep on.
Beck, I've
So-
got an 8-inch slab of memory foam.
Oh, that went a completely
But I had a different
way.
idea today, Richard.
I
Check
thought
this
you
out.
were
Okay.
an 8-inch
Santi's
slab
at
of what?
Grandpa's. I'm gonna steal his fucking mattress. Put it in the other room.
An 8-inch slab of what?
He's
Memory
staying at
foam.
Grandpa's.
A memory
Memory foam.
mattress.
Yeah.
You know, like they used to have the yellow
only me
stuff
with
for
the
the
sexual
kids
mind.
back in the day that was like this thick, but it's like,
It's just me
It's
with the
literally
sexual
it's-
mind. It was just 8 inches of.
yeah, you gotta erase that when it comes to Richard and I. Like neither one of us are.
You just don't like sex. Okay. I know Richard's excuse. I feel sorry for you.
I don't have time and I don't want the drama. It's not worth it. I'll take care of it myself. That's where I'm at. It's none of them are worth it. I waste money. I waste time. It comes out to be that she's psycho or she can't handle my PTSD. Fuck it. No, there's no point in it. Jacoby. What the fuck did you miss, Ryan? You missed a lot, man.
No giant.
Put
Brian.
me in, coach. I'm ready to play today.
Marty, get in here. The link's pinned.
Ooh, Marty? Come on in, Marty. Say hi to me. I miss your face. Well, actually, more your brain, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing. And then I got home. I stressed out. I freaked out. I was trying to come up with solutions. I was rearranging my house to make sure that, like, Deb could fit in here if she needed to because, you know, it's a tiny home.
Yeah.
And then on the way home from my therapist, I thought, wait a minute, there's an extra mattress in the house right now not being used.
How
So it
big
gave me some-
is your tiny home? Because a guy we were talking about this the other day at work. And give me 1 second, Ryan. I need to find me button. To
Living space where I can walk, not counting where my bed is, 78 square feet.
Oh no! What did it originally?
But that's just living space.
What did it originally start as? Like you didn't buy
It is a
tiny
7
home?
by 7. It's a 7 foot tall, 7 foot wide, 16 foot cargo trailer.
Yes, it did. It started as a trailer.
With
Yes.
the with the pointy nose on the front for aerodynamics.
Yeah, because we were talking about
That's
this
what
the
it
other
was
day.
when I bought it.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day with a guy at work, and he was like, "I just sometimes wish to get because there's a lot of people over here. What they do now is they get a long wheelbase Mercedes Sprinter. I don't know. Richard might know what I'm talking about.
Oh no, they have those all over. We call them rubber tramps. They live on the road. They live inside the Sprinter. There's Sprinters and vans everywhere.
Well, that's
oh my
it's not that it's popular enough, but when you see a real good one, you see a real good one, you know. And there's this guy who does a wee bit of body work, and he was mentioning it to me about this, that, and the other. The guy is converted and he can hold 3 people in it. He's got a living room, got a kitchen and all. You know, just jumps up the front and drives. And doesn't need no camper van or it's a lot easier on the license too. Like, and I said to him about you.
Well, the reason
I was like, oh well, my mate lives in a trailer.
The reason I didn't do that is because I didn't want to have. Because when you move your home, you have to put stuff away.
Yeah.
Salt and pepper shakers, like name it. You gotta set your chairs down on the floor. You gotta blah 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 blah. You gotta put things away. So I don't want to have to put things away every time I move my house to go into town. So I was like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna buy a separate vehicle. I almost did that, MathPig.
Well, there's
I almost bought a camper too, but the campers, the metal on them is so thin and cheap. The wood in the walls is like little 1x1s. The electrical outlets, they just slide it in, and as you're driving, it can come loose, and people have fires all the time in them.
Well, that's the thing. You see a real good one.
So instead of buying a $23,000, that's what it would cost me to get one this size with all the stuff I have in this.
Yeah.
I spent $13,500 and built this up.
Oh, you wouldn't even spend that over here in a Sprinter, though.
Total, I have $15,000 in it.
Yeah, you'd probably do it for $3 or $4 over here for that. You could buy some stuff and put it in and all. Like, it wouldn't cost you that much to convert one over.
But you got to remember though, too. I bought a lot of stuff. This camper, this trailer's brand new. It had 3 miles on it or 4 miles on it.
No, Sprinters like the long wheelbase Sprinters over here were, and I'm gonna say this one last thing, and then I'll shut up and welcome Ryan.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
They were one of the biggest delivery vehicles over here. You know, if you were thinking back in the day, the versions of Amazon, like the post office and all of these, so they're well looked after.
Oh, I know.
You know, the engines are fantastic in them. I actually know a guy who put 1 million miles on a Mercedes fucking Sprinter.
Mercedes makes great. Mercedes also makes tractor trailer motors that are fucking amazing, man.
Yeah.
You have to have a Volvo to get one.
I said
but
to
they
the
do
guy,
make them. They're in Volvos.
I said to the guy at work, oh, Marty. I didn't say, oh, there's Marty. I said to the guy at work.
Your hair's all trimmed. Look at you. Hi,
Had
sweetheart.
a haircut a couple days ago. Had
it looks
to.
good.
It
looks good on you. See, I
Shh,
smile better.
I'm talking, right?
Yeah,
and I said to him that you live in a trailer, and he assumed a trailer that we'd have over here, which is like, you couldn't like, it's basically what you would have as an American-sized bed. It was like, they live in a trailer, and I'm like, no, think like, you know them 60s, like sleek fucking things like that, but like that and a trailer had a little baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Marty, unfortunately,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I have to say hello to Ryan first because they got here first. I'm sorry. Hello,
Hi,
Ryan.
Whatever.
Was that Ryan or was that Marty that said whatever?
Ryan.
I said whatever.
Oh, we see a horn.
There's the wave.
Oh my God, that's the most flash of Ryan I've seen in like a year. Oh, there's 2 arms.
There's two arms.
Way too exciting.
That's like seeing Spooky on camera, you know?
No one that wants to see your ankles, you slut.
Oh,
Anyway,
we got half a head.
The bottom line, MathPig, is I did a lot of research. I looked into a lot of things. I watched a shit ton of videos. I did research for like 9 months before I bought this trailer, like heavy duty.
Yeah.
Looked into it every evening, drew up sketches, what I would want, where I could put stuff. Yeah. So
I want to do a tiny house. I want a tiny house.
You use a better law.
I just need to put a real toilet in and a shower, and then it's complete.
Am I really quiet
Pretty much
compared
it.
to the fucking chat?
No, we're just ignoring you. You know.
Okay, hey, just clarifying that.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is MathPig's channel, isn't it? Oh, my bad.
It is.
You think that scares me? I'm the king of kicking people when they first come on my panel.
Where
Everybody
do
gets
you
kicked once.
think that you fucking learned it from?
I know. I learned it
You
from
just
you,
shut the fuck up.
asshole.
You shut the
I
fuck
Matthew,
up.
totally
look at
stole it from
Look
you.
at you all dressed up and shit.
I just put a shirt on. That's like the fourth
Pretty
person
sexy.
I put a fucking shirt on. I
Looks
was
nice,
considering
looks nice.
putting a waistcoat on. Do you know why? Do you know why? I had a wee doze after my dinner tonight, and I got me alarm clock. I got stool, and he came down and woke me, and he was like, "Do you know it's fucking 10 o'clock? We were show at 11." I was like, "Yeah, I asked you to wake me." I had a dream about wearing my salmon shirt and my wee waistcoat and all. I don't really remember the dream, what it was, but I was dressed up nice. I remember looking at myself in the mirror, and then I remember leaving the house to go and do something, and I don't remember what it was, and I think the dream was telling me because I'd woke up and then went back to sleep again. Do you know that where you wake up and it's like, oh, it's 9:30. I don't. We lost Ryan. Why did they put themselves backstage and ruin?
I don't know. Maybe they kicked themselves.
I was
There we go.
in and out of in and out of sleep, and I knew that I had to get up, but I was putting it off for that extra half hour. You know, to get that wee bit. And I think
So
my
your
son,
dream was telling you, get up, you have something important to do, asshole.
get up and get dressed. You need to get up and get dressed. You need to go, and you have a thing to do. And I woke up about 2 minutes before he came down, and it was like, yeah, I'm gonna go put my suit on, and then I was flicking through my suits, and I was like, the brown one maybe tonight.
That's a pretty shitty alarm clock you have, bro.
Someone
Most of my
asked if
friends
Matthew
that-
could go on a date.
I wouldn't want to wake up to still going, bro, wake up.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to deal with that. I
Like
just
there.
leave.
although he looks an awful lot prettier. Have you not seen him?
Who?
Stool.
Stool.
I cut Stool's hair when he moved
I
in.
haven't.
I
Listen,
cut.
Oh, no, I know. I saw that picture.
I
You posted
haven't
it somewhere,
seen
Twitter
or
or something.
heard of or did anything with anybody. So no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, Stool got here and hadn't cut his hair in 4 years.
Okay.
So I cut
and-
his hair when he first got here, which is about
Okay.
maybe 6 months ago, right?
Yeah.
And then he's been wearing his hat. He wears his hat. He's always wearing a fucking hat.
Yeah.
You can start to see the wee curls coming out. I'm like, dude, you need to trim it. So he's like, right. So the other night, like last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever the fuck it was,
It was like
we're
2
in the
weeks
living
ago,
room.
yeah.
You seen the picture in the Stool group. I posted it that night in the group, in Stool's group.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I saw
Right.
that picture.
Stool asked me to trim his hair, and I put the wee haircut trimmer, you know, the wee size thing on. Yeah, like we'll go maybe 3. We'll go maybe the same as last time, you know. We'll go maybe 4 or whatever. And he sits down in the chair, and I go, boing, flick it off, and just go. I was like, now we have to shave your entire head because you're bald. So then we did his entire head.
So
Bald.
you shaved him. Bald.
I did shave him. It's the best thing to do. If he's gonna
Why
leave,
did you? That poor man.
I even shaved his ears. You see some hairs growing out these bits up here. You know, it was like,
That's love right there. That's bro love right there. I shaved your ears.
I
dude,
shaved your ears,
dude
Nelson.
lives here. I'll shave his ears if I have to come home. If I get to come home to a fucking lit fire and the dinner. Like I know that's very old fashioned
Oh,
and shit,
hey, never mind.
but
Okay.
you know,
I feel it.
I buy the food. He cooked the food. All right.
Damn,
He
I
shaved
need
my
to-
head. I shave his head.
But less talkative. I want a stool that's less talkative, more twinkish.
Did you just say what?
Twink. You know what a twink is, MathPig?
Oh, I know. That's why I'm
Okay.
checking.
All right, just
Yeah, a
checking. Maybe you don't
little more
know. I don't know. I don't
Alright.
know what they call.
Younger,
I don't have the
feminine.
money to buy. I don't have the money to buy a
So
lot
not
from the
stool
door.
at all. Never mind.
No,
Never-
no. If I can remember correctly,
Come to think of it, that's not similar in any way, is it?
no.
I knew you'd laugh at that one, Richard.
There's a twink unspoiled. Please no.
God, I wish we got our sense of humor. Anyways,
Send him a message on Twitter back and tell
Richard
him
could
we're.
shave his mustache and go incognito among the Amish.
Oh no, we should no. Well, Beck would recognize, and I would go up and look up the old picture I have because there is a picture of Richard without a beard.
I really do not want to see that because every
I
time
have
I
it.
see him,
No,
I see a beard.
No, you
No.
don't
I
wanna see
actually, that picture was taken
No.
5 years before he went on his walkabout in 2012.
You also have somewhere a picture of me and my graduation picture when I was 19.
Oh yeah,
Had a
With a
had
full
a full beard
beard.
and mustache in that picture too.
yep. I mean, like, you could grab it beard, you know, like it was a beard.
It wasn't this long.
You know what it looks? You know what your beard looks like then is what my son's beard looks like now. Have you seen his freaking beard? Yeah, he's got that dark red, thick.
Yep.
You could grab it beard. Yeah, it's not thin like mine, bastard.
Poor mine.
Fuck that kid.
It's okay. He's a year and a half ahead of me in transition, Marty. So I'm just like, I always just like go back a year and a half and expect that, you know. But he's, he had
it's
less,
like Richard
his
will understand
mustache
this.
took longer. Mine's at least in. It's just blonde.
If yours grows in that thick, you won't love it.
But it's the. It's
I
the
won't.
point of
I wouldn't
having
have it
it.
that long, brother. I don't want
Yeah,
one that long.
it's the point of
That's
having
what
it.
I'm saying.
I
Like,
want
look what
like
accomplished,
trimmed,
and then you
close,
shave it. Exactly.
nice
Yeah.
edges. Yeah, I don't want.
So you can
anything
feel the
so long.
accomplishment.
I've
and then
already-
you gotta clean this bitch up a
I've
little
already,
bit.
I've already trimmed this
can
3
grab-
times. It would be like this long right now if I hadn't trimmed it. Literally, I've cut inches off of this thing.
My dad, I was just talking to Dargendorp here, says he had a beard when he was in the army. Dargendorp's European. My father was, territorial army, Northern Irish sort of army, Irish Rangers, as they're known. And they were allowed to tash. Like, you've seen pictures of my father, Marty, Richard, no? I've
Never seen your father.
Oh, he's over here. Well, he's not over here. Like, he's over there. He's actually
I'm
over...
not dead.
He's over there about 300 yards, probably passed out asleep.
Yeah, I can't see over there.
That's okay. I thought he meant in a bottle of formaldehyde.
Oh God. Oh, that's that mustache.
That's definitely.
Boy,
not
you
the
can't
guy.
tell you're related to him at all.
No, he's hiding it.
yeah.
Oh, no. Wait till he
Bro.
takes the hat off.
Hope he's bald.
No, dude. I have no doubt in my mind.
Also, that's only about maybe 3/4 of what he looks like now. That's a long time ago. That's in his prime, okay? I work with him now and he sits in a forklift all day long. Motherfucker told the delivery driver on Friday, I might be sick on Monday. Why? Big ass delivery today. Guess who was sick on Monday? Oh, fucking
Da? Yeah.
love you, Dad. Swear to
I
God.
might be sick on Monday for that.
Oh, this is
delivery.
my channel, not Richard's. Love you, Dad. Please don't watch this, man. Fuck's sake. I
get
did
something
shout at him
that's
on
out
his
of the
birthday.
bag,
I did.
bro.
I made a bad joke on his birthday, and I feel bad about that. Like, he made a mistake, and I made an Irish joke, and I made a slight dig at him, and he got offensive to the point where I got up in the middle of breakfast and walked out, and it was like, oh damn, you took that the wrong way. But, yeah. Sometimes I can be ignorant. I was like, next time you make him, next time you know, I'll take you by the hand and I'll walk you to the page. Didn't take that well.
Talking about records keeping at work because they work together.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Anyway, Marty ran away. Ryan, can we see any more forehead and arm waving?
No,
No.
absolutely fucking
I
not.
don't know if I can handle any more wrist.
No.
Whoa,
I know.
I'm sorry.
Getting me all riled up before my surgery. I don't want to do that now.
Oh damn,
Alright,
you went all
alright,
fucking
back up.
south. You
Back
went all
up.
southern.
You get up to that elbow, we won't know what's to do.
What do you mean
Craziness.
no surgery? I'm so out of
Beck,
it.
Ryan said, what do you mean by surgery?
Oh, top surgery.
Ah, congrats.
Thank you. Very excited.
Very. I would clap, but I don't think you
Had
would
these for
hear.
40 years too long now.
Yeah, I can understand. I get
Like when
you.
they appeared, it was too
Yeah.
long. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they need to go.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym with just a tank with a loose tank top on and be like,
You get to look like me. Sexy.
No.
you wish your shoulders were this thick, brother. Let me tell you.
Can you bench over 100? Cause I can.
100,
I'm pretty sure
100
I
what,
can.
though?
100 what? 100
100
what?
watts.
Ah,
Like I can bench 100 women, but you're talking about 100 pounds. That's not the same thing, bro.
No, he's probably not talking about pounds.
I'm talking 100 kilo.
No, he's talking about 100 ounces.
100 kilos. I don't know what that is. Can you speak like
100
American
kilograms.
for a minute? Yeah. I know that. What's 100 kilograms to me?
I don't know math.
There's 14 pounds. There's 14 pounds in the stone, or 14 pounds in an ounce. I don't know. What the fuck?
Yes.
14 pounds in a stone. Is a stone the same as a kilogram?
Pounds.
No, a stone is not the same
220.
as a kilogram. What?
Stone is like
Okay.
14 US pounds, but
Convert it to
200
pounds for back.
I just did. Nobody.
I wasn't
listens.
listening to you. I was
Well,
talking
he
over you.
won't stop talking, so I can't hear you.
It's because nobody listens to me since Beck got in here.
I was-
Go ahead.
Oh, don't you whine. I've been listening to you.
It's 220
Ryan,
pounds.
what did you say?
220. 220 pounds.
220 pounds. Oh, okay. I don't know. Honestly, I haven't benched anything in a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I don't bench that.
But I'll
I
go
ch-
to the gym. I will go into the gym and just do it once just to let you know if I can or not.
Well, I'd be desperately honest with you. I don't bench 100 pound, but I walk about at work and carry big fucking plates at about 80. So if I can carry,
That's the reason I don't worry about whether I can bench that or not.
no, it's just a reference
Every job
point.
I've ever had involved.
Well, I don't know.
physical
You
labor
were
except
getting
for
your
one.
dick out. You know, generally people are like, oh, look at my shoulders. They're like, what can you bench?
No, I'm just kidding.
Beck's like, I got a ticket to the gun
No,
show.
my shoulders are ridiculously big. They
That's
always
all right.
have been.
No,
And people
that's
are like,
fine.
"Oh, you work out," and I'm like, "No, they've been like that since I hit like 17." I don't know. It's just how they are.
Are you
I'm
tall,
built.
Beck? How tall are you?
No, I'm 5'6".
Oh, that's my height.
I'm short and
You know,
more stout.
I've
Got
got
it.
the muscle. I've got the. It's the. You know.
That's why my neck's like the size of my head. Like I feel like my head's too small for my neck now.
Now that you pointed out, you do have a tiny.
Now we
head.
have to look to make sure.
I know.
Oh.
I know. That's why I have to wear colored shirts so nobody notices that my head.
Well,
head's-
no,
That
I
is
never get to notice.
That's one of the first things I
have an
said
elf
to
head.
Bree.
I've always had a little elf head. Huh?
When did you become Slim Shady?
Just dye hair blonde.
Yeah.
Real Slim Shady. Please. stand.
Would the real Beck please stand up?
I was waiting for Richard to stand up for me. I was going to sit back down, let him stand. Never mind.
Damn.
He didn't catch it in time.
I'm comfortable. I got it.
I'm
just
not.
need
I have
movement.
anxiety. I've had anxiety for like every day it gets worse. Like today I could just like run a marathon.
That doesn't sound like fun.
No.
Yeah, you know, see the bad thing about when you're
What's the thing
excited
to be
about
anxious
something,
about?
the same feeling you get about being excited is the same feeling you get from fear.
Okay.
Mike told me this today. And he's like, that's why sometimes when you're excited about something, your anxiety flares because your anxiety thinks, oh, am I afraid? I'm afraid.
Aye.
But no, you're not really. So that's the problem I'm having right now.
Okay. Well, at least you guys talked about it, and that made sense to you, and you're going experientially. I can see that, and cool.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah. Oh, we have great conversations. I love my therapist. He's
My
like
therapist
Uncle
rules.
Mike. It's literally like Uncle Mike. Like we get along freaking perfectly, and I just want to go hang out with him. I don't want him to be my therapist anymore. I want to be friends with him. Like we get along so good.
That's good though. That is. I mean, as
Yeah.
long as it stays professional.
I need to.
Yeah.
Just as you say that, I need to ring in the morning and reorder my prescription. And I've only one left, and I'm in the UK, and I can ring tomorrow, and they will deliver it to my local pharmacy, and I can go and pick it up because we're in the
Nice.
UK.
Yeah, because you guys actually have like medical. Right. Gotcha.
Well, I mean, I'm jobless and nobody will hire me right now, so I have free medical.
Have you seen yourself? You look like Slim Shady in the 90s.
Who?
Sorry.
I look like Slim. Wait a minute. I don't know if that's an insult or a compliment. Hold on.
Why not
It's
both?
called flashback humor because I said, would the real Beck please stand up?
Slim Shady and then. No, I think he looked pretty good. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
You need the
Good time frame
blonde.
for him.
You need the blonde, though.
You need the blonde hair. I
Yeah.
was about to say the
Yeah.
blonde
No,
rounded hair, but
I've done
yeah.
blonde. I went blonde one time.
That's a
and then we tried
different
to-
thing.
Or no, we both dyed our hair because me and my ex, we both had really short hair, like this long. So we would just use the same hair dye, you know, and just fuck it and just use the same color. So we dyed our hair really, really black, and then we would just strip it out because we decided to go like platinum bleach blonde, right? And more her, I just didn't care. I'm like, whatever makes you happy, color my hair whatever you want. I don't look at it; it's on my head.
Yeah.
So she stripped our hair out, and when she did that, and went to use the blonde, it all came out fucked up. But our heads looked like it was on fire. So the base was this dark, like dark blood red, and then it went up, and then it went to an orange, and then to a yellow, into a almost like lemon yellow, like really, really light yellow, lemonade yellow. It was weird. People were like, "How'd you do that?" I'm like, "Dude, I can't tell you my secret. Sorry." My girlfriend has perfected this, and if I tell you, she'll kill me, man. It was an absolute accident.
Whenever
really cool for about 3 months.
Whenever I didn't get the results that I wanted from A2s, like, you know, regardless of whether you pass or fail, there's going to be a part. You know, you go out and just go mad and all the rest of it. And I ended up in freaking my, like, brother from another mother at the time, and I had long hair, as you've seen, you know, I had the long hair. We did the fucking undercut, and then we dyed my hair purple.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, like lilac purple.
So you look like a purple unicorn's ass tail?
Oh man, it gets
Like-
worse. We went that summer to like Blackpool with, again, the same fella. His family, his father was shot at their door by the Ra, and they had the pension from, you know, the government and stuff. So you get a holiday a year. You get this, you know, they look after you, you know. And we got to go to Blackpool one year, and they're allowed to take 2 kids, you know, and 2 adults. And I just sort of turned it to, you know, I can go as the friend, and then they took the sister, who was 30 something, so she gets to go as the other adult. And you also get a free day pass, which they never used, so we get 2, you know, free day passes. Every ride's free. You just go beep with a wee barcode. Everything's free. It was great. And there was a shot of me in a fucking a black Rabsy Nesbitt vest top, but like an 80s night, right? An 80s style in the 90s, going down the Blackpool fucking Pepsi Max roller coaster with the undercut and the purple hair going like this, and me going, it is fucking awful. Oh my god. Oh my god.
So where is this picture?
It's on my phone, which
That's
is,
the closest
Which means
that-
you
that's-
could share it right now.
battery's dead, unfortunately.
That was the closest that MathPig's ever got to being gay. That was it.
I've been
That was his day.
I have been way more gay than that.
That we know about.
At least
That we
admit
know
I've been
about.
way more gay than that.
That's like a really bad man. All right, that was like an out of date man. I guarantee I was probably fucking wearing Old Spice.
The
or something.
mankini is much more gay than that.
Thank you.
It's
yeah,
true,
You know,
I
I've got the
mean-
bow out and all that.
I don't really see straight men trying to wear those things. Normally.
No.
So I agree. I think it's a little homo.
It's a
Bro.
little fruity.
Homo, bro.
It's a little fruity. It's just a little bit.
That was kind of the point.
Lighten the
actually, yeah.
loafers. See, it's nice when you're under the umbrella and you can use all the slurs that no one else
Yeah,
can.
right? We're part of the family. So we can say whatever we want to people.
Why am I so oppressed
whatever
in
I
my
want.
language that I can't say those things? Why?
When I was in high school, I had a good
Because
friend.
you ain't under the
Not in
umbrella,
the club.
bro. You ain't in the club. You got the
Yeah.
card? Did they give
It's
you
a
the
form of
juicer?
prejudice.
Yeah, you didn't get.
It's
you didn't get the
prejudice.
You didn't get the juice, dude. I'm sorry.
It's
You know,
prejudice.
honestly, I don't give a shit as long as nobody means it mean. I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
what anybody says. As long as you're not meaning any kind of harm with it, I really just don't give a shit what you say.
Right. You don't. No. Gonna shut the fuck up. Go back to your room and smoke.
What, Matt
Have you ever
He
seen?
does that all
Yeah, I
the damn
used to.
time. He'll
Now,
start
don't get me
saying
wrong.
something, and then he gets all
Don't get
weird
me
and like,
wrong.
nope, not gonna say it. And you gotta be like, what?
Don't get me
Do you
wrong.
know
In the
why I
past,
do
I was
that?
like
Do you know
that.
why I do that?
I'm not
Because
like
I'm
that.
too
I don't
blunt. I'm too rude.
fucking
I'm
care
too
anymore.
ignorant.
I just
And
don't.
unless you really, really know me, I'm an asshole. Like,
But you're
not
nice
a
to
man.
me, and we
You're
talk
an ass.
constantly.
I'm nice to Richard. I'm nice to Beck. I'm nice to everybody.
I'm saying you haven't been an asshole to me, and we talk
me
all
time.
the
Good
time.
point. Most people aren't nice to me, so that's true. But you haven't met me in person either.
That's why I don't like
That's
people.
what does it. You meet me in person, it seals the fucking deal on that. You ain't getting that lid back open.
It
not
reinforces the hatred. Like,
Not true.
Because everybody online loves me, but people in person, not so much.
Not
no.
true.
Yeah. No, seriously, you don't
trying
even
to
need
get
to meet
I'm
them.
trying to
You
become
don't,
a
you don't
better
even
asshole.
need to meet them in
Hard.
person.
A better asshole.
So hard.
Hang out with MathPig
Taking-
more.
I'm taking asshole classes. So what I've been doing is I'm following all the theists around, all the Christians.
Ooh, there's a plan.
There's
you know,
a
just
plan.
follow Jill and G-Man and everything around. They teach me a lot of hate. So it helps.
Right. I'm going to give you some
Yeah.
Christian channels that you can go that's run by like a 75-year-old Southern lady that you would and she would all disagree on a million points. But if you come in and you're nice and you give her a hug, she let you take over her stream for like an hour and show pictures of your daughter because she's just cute. You know, she's a really lovely old Linda.
Yeah, but that's
Shout
not
out to
Jill or
Linda.
G-Man.
Love you, Linda.
Sorry.
Which Linda is that?
Anderson.
Jason. As an ace, I also don't give a fuck.
Is it Linda Edmondson?
That's what I said.
Sure.
You weren't listening. No, sorry, the mic. Bad placement of the mic. I'm over here. The mic.
That was it. It was the mic location. Sure, that
Yes,
was it.
it was-
Yeah,
You
we all
fucked
got
up
it.
my
Mike.
skins. Look at you this.
Yes. It wasn't MathPig pronunciation with the accent or anything.
No, I
No,
said
nothing like
Edmondson
that.
Where
or
my
Emerson.
mic location.
I
every time.
genuinely said Edmondson or Emerson.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
I'm gonna back
genuinely
this up.
said, but
Hold
I
on
did
a
say it
second.
over here. So it's a combination of both. But I was
That
funnier
about 5
before.
times and unmute.
Is he still talking? Do I need to kick you too?
Which Linda is that?
He's fucking double checking. Shout out to Linda. Love you, Linda.
Which Linda is that?
Anderson.
Uh-huh.
Emerson Henderson?
Emerson and Anderson.
That's not Edmondson. It's not even close.
Shut your mouth. I was
Kind of
right.
is, but the middle's totally wrong.
Fucking damn recording man. I'm gonna start muting myself.
Everything that you do on the internet can be found, sir.
I am really running low on skins, and Richard ruined.
If you can't take it from your friends, you know what I'm saying? What are friends for, right?
That's right.
Are we friends? I thought we were brothers.
I look at it like this. Brother is relational, and I'm related to everyone. Everyone's my brothers and sisters. Everyone.
According
I
to
call everybody.
Elena,
I would call everybody that.
according to Elena, there is people you know, then there is friends, and when you pass that, what she refers to as friends is acquaintances, and once you get past that to the stage that we're all at, she refers to everyone as cousins and doesn't understand the
Oh,
difference.
that's not bad. That's pretty good, actually. I like that.
That's
Um,
cute.
If I love you, it's because I've met you or I conceptualize you. I love you.
Okay, that's
But if
twice.
I like you, that's a choice.
I'm just saying that's twice
Damn
tonight
straight.
that you've talked about thinking about penises, so you need to go for a smoke.
Oh, I do need to smoke, but I don't know what I said about.
I
you
don't
were
know. But run while you
conceptualizing
can.
me-
If he's talking about that again, we're all gonna
You
try to run,
conceptualizing
Getting a
me.
little homo.
Fucking
Get a little
flashback
homo.
humor. Does nobody get flashback humor? I'm fucking out of here.
Getting a little homo. What do you think we're doing? We're doing the same thing to you, man.
What? What do you mean the same thing to me?
You're
I have
you're
never-
using
I-
it
oh.
as a backflash joke.
No,
and
I
we're
don't see it
saying
as a
the same
backflash.
thing as you did before.
That's a
So
backflash.
we're just doing the
right?
same thing with you.
That's a backflash. You mean flashback?
Whatever. Flashback. Yeah,
I just,
it's the same thing,
going
isn't it?
on?
I don't know. I just wanted to give you an excuse to look at my ass. It's nice in these jeans, you know.
Is it?
No,
I still didn't look.
I
Math
didn't
is
either.
great.
I was looking at Marty. She looks better than you, bro. Sorry.
Ah, you're right. No, there's no disagreement there.
Yeah.
I'm not-
Yeah.
The point is, though, I still look better than you. So
Oh, that's cool.
Oh my goodness.
Are you guys
man.
gonna like end up?
I don't
duking
know
it
about
out?
you, but
we
I
have
think
been
hair on
talking
top
about
of my
who's got the
head is
biggest penis
pretty
since back.
sexy.
Come on.
Look at that
Oh.
thick hair I have.
I
Look, not
haven't
even
like been
thinning.
paying
Look at that.
attention.
Look at that thick hair.
He's got you there, MathPig.
Okay. Okay. So on the argument who has the most hair, you win. So does a gorilla look nicer than me? No, sorry, your argument falls apart. Who's more beautiful? Was that gay enough for you?
You are fucking hilarious.
No.
You are fucking
No, I think you
hilarious. I'll
can
miss
go
your
worse.
face. Hey, Nick.
You can do worse.
Nick,
Oh,
come on in.
goodness.
Link's pinned.
Let's Farm said, I will die with my beard and my dreads. Period. I don't blame you.
This has just come out of control, Nick.
I got it trimmed tomorrow before.
You
I
really
gotta trim it
can't
up
stop
before
him, man.
surgery,
I'm
so
just
it doesn't
gonna
bother me.
win. You know, I'm gonna just shut up. I'm gonna go back to my snowball. Back. Stream's yours.
So what do you think, Math? Oh man, I was finally gonna have a conversation with you and you left.
I'm here.
What the fuck is that?
I just want to look like a little bunny rabbit. Oh, my
I
volume
don't
is
mind.
very low. Hold on.
That's not affecting me at all. I have no sympathy for small animals or anything. Sorry. I don't for people. Why would I for small animals that are wild and produce way too much and are probably overrun in every country?
That got deep really fast, and you completely lost me.
Thanks.
You're
Thanks.
welcome.
That's how my brain works.
Oh, I know.
So you see why I'm so fucked up now.
This is my deep, dark, and edgy side.
No, I honestly, I always saw myself as a sympathetic and empathetic person. You know,
Except
Give
for
that.
rabbits. Except to rabbits.
except to rabbits. No, but honestly, this is what happened. So I was going to therapy and everything, and I realized it's not that I'm sympathetic and empathetic. It's that certain situations are situations that have affected me in the past, like it's happened to me.
Yeah.
So then it hurts me because of my past memories. I don't feel anything for that other person, unfortunately. One of the reasons I swear to God I'm autistic, but I just don't. Like, we're watching a murder trial and there's like the families there and they're weeping and people in the chat are crying with them. And I'm like,
I
what?
don't understand.
Yeah, she's dead. What about it? Like, I got nothing, man.
That's a mood.
Yeah, it's weird.
It
But I
be
realize
like
it
that
used to be.
Are
sometimes.
you not able
It's
to
only if
like,
it affects me. If it's something that has never happened to me, nothing bad has happened to me with that stuff, I got nothing.
like you're just not able to connect to the
I
the
just
people?
don't. Yeah, I'm just like, okay, somebody died. Welcome to my life. You know, like it just doesn't.
Get down, Merlin. Mommy's eating.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just cold and bitter, but
No, I understand. I am of the same opinion. Back at my grandmother's, my nanny, as we referred to her, would be my father's mother. I carried the coffin, never cried. I had to cry for about an hour after I found out she'd passed away, and I knew she was going to because she was in the hospice and stuff, and she was very important.
Yeah, but that's different because you guys saw it coming. You were prepared for
Yeah,
it.
we were prepared and stuff,
Yeah.
like, but we know, everyone's going to die. But like a lot of people were crying at her funeral. My father was crying, obviously, and stuff, and everyone's crying, and I didn't cry. And they were like, "Is he all right?" And it's like, "No, I got it done. It's over." Like, said, death is death. Like, I don't know. I have an awful need to talk about Elena because she's been talking about death lately. She does not want to die.
I just see it kind of like the murder trial. It happened a year and a half ago.
Who got killed a year and a half ago? 7 million people? What happened?
I mean, yeah, that's my point. It's two people a year and a half ago.
Who are you talking? I genuinely have
a
no
year and a
fucking.
half-
Who are you?
The people that did not know my sister personally when she passed away 2.5 years later, or a year and a half, 2 years later, they didn't care either. It's just, oh yeah, that person's gone now. I didn't really know her. It's kind of like that for me. I'm just like, whatever. It just doesn't affect me. Sorry. I told you I'm a newly found dick.
That must be real nice, Beck, because well, it depends on the person. When my grandfather passed away, I sobbed. Damn it, Merlin! Oh, fuck, stop it.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I cry
Missed
when
you,
it's
brother.
stuff that hurts me. Don't get me wrong. It's if it's not the same thing that is hurting someone else at that moment and they're crying, I just doesn't do anything to me. Now, if they're talking about like my mom died, I was 18.
I'd let you
it
talk
was a
if back
car
and
wreck,
shut
oh,
up,
they
but-
got me. I'm crying with them, because that happened to me. But if they're talking about something else that never happened to me, that was bad, I just got nothing for it. What's up, Michael? How you
What's
been, man?
happening?
How fucking angry was that? What up, Michael? Interrupting my
What's
conversation.
up, Michael?
Hey, listen, I'm just happy to be here. No, I was just stopping by to say, hey, really, I'm actually about to record with some friends, but I saw MathPig's beautiful face on my YouTube, so I was like,
You
You
can
mean the
shave your
bald
head.
head? Yeah.
Hey,
but-
listen,
Bald head that you want to
listen, I got nothing against bald heads, okay?
Well, I'm saying,
Bald and
yeah,
bearded,
okay.
best way to be.
No, well,
Listen to the
He's a
the
lot prettier
bald
than me,
and
though.
bearded is the best way to be. Just flows.
I
Bald
accept
and
that.
bearded.
okay.
Is the
Bald and
best way
bearded.
to be.
I'm gonna stick a plunger in your head.
Do you know
instead.
why? Because it's also beautiful. So many bees.
That's
It's
right.
another word for commando that starts with a B, and so I can. Never mind.
Why was like the only word that you said?
Bald,
bee.
bearded.
No, I
Should
thought
be
bitch.
commando.
I
I
Beautiful.
mean, we're going all natural. I thought. I don't know.
probably.
Bald, bearded, and beautiful. That's what was going to come out of your mouth, right?
BBB.
That's
No, that's a different
Now,
thing.
that does not mean the same thing on the porn channel, sir.
No, that's BBW.
Neither does BBC.
I think both are beautiful. So.
No, BBB used to be back in the day. I don't know if it still exists. Used to be Big Black Beautiful.
No, now
That's
it's
what
BBW.
BBB used to be.
It's BBW.
Now you have BBC, which.
So,
we all know
Michael,
that.
the philosopher and teacher, what's your porn favorite style? Why?
I only watch girl on girl porn because I don't like that shot of men behind the back, but that behind the back shot, like that corner butt shot. I don't like that.
It's because you don't have
So
a
I don't
penis.
know what I walked into. What were
I
y'all
only,
talking about?
watch girl on girl porn because I don't like that one camera.
I don't know
angle.
this
I made
started
a
when you got
joke
here,
about
bro. It's
fucking
your
Michael,
fault,
but
Michael.
Marty felt the need to let everyone know serious answer. So, Michael, back to philosophy.
Serious answer. Yes, serious question. You get a serious answer.
I was talking to Michael. You just felt like shit.
You
What was
asked.
loud? What was loud?
What
Who,
I would
Marty,
actually
me?
like to know, Marty, is that a teethling in your profile pic?
That's my tiefling rogue. She's a badass.
I like tiefling rogues. Solid choice.
Nice.
Nerds. All right.
Oh yeah. Listen, I might be a teacher, but one of the classes that I currently teach is creative writing and D&D. So
Really?
yeah.
Dude, I write poetry and I play Dungeons and Dragons. I actually have two characters. Hold on, let me see if I can find my other character. How do I work this crazy thing? Let's see.
Oh, is
if I
that
can
your
find-
character in D&D?
That's the one I'm playing right now. Yeah.
Where's the, just red eyes?
Huh? I can't find it, but I have
Is that
like
gold coins in the background?
yeah, because I like money. I'm a
Capitalism.
courtesan.
You know?
I'm a spy and I get paid a lot and I day drink, but I only day drink dwarven whiskey. Otherwise, I don't worry about it.
Yes, people. She is speaking of a D&D character,
Yes.
not herself. Okay,
No.
I didn't want people
Unless-
to think you were trying to
Unless
find
art likes
dwarven
to
whiskey
mimic life. I
somewhere.
don't know.
Yeah, unless I was a
Nick.
spy. I mean, I am level 13 and I do have infiltration expertise, so I might actually be a tiefling spy, just be in disguise as a human. It's very, very possible.
MathPig, since when do you stream on Tuesdays? That's what I want to know.
Every Tuesday
Well, I know you and Richard, but
at this
I know you
time.
do like
It's 1 in the
Yeah.
morning, which means you're not going to sleep tonight.
It's 1:45. We were gonna do an after party in Richard's, and then Richard didn't want to do it, so I just kept mine going. And it's but this usually happens on a Tuesday. Only when we finish 9, we jump over to Richard's. Do you know what that just proved? You haven't hit the bell on Richard's, so
you might be right about that. Let me go check.
Right now, Kent Hovind is doing a air quotes debate right now
Oh
on
Lord.
Standing for Truth.
I don't even know who that is.
Again, he's debating and Snake was right.
Snake?
Yeah.
oh god, yeah, seen that on fucking Standing for Truth, isn't it? Fuck Kent Hovind. Alright?
Yeah.
The original Dino Land, I also found this out the other day. Who left? What happened there?
Back left.
They're gonna come back in and ruin my script again.
Probably.
The original Dino Land was set up by a petroleum company, and that's why a lot of people, well, most people in the world have the common myth that oil and petroleum and all of them spirits as fossil fuels because it comes from dinosaurs. This was pushed by a petroleum company. Is it Shelby or something S? Not a motor company, a petroleum company, a fuel company. They even created their own Dino Land, their own branding. There was dinosaurs and the World's Fair. I think they did 3 years or 3 sessions in a row in the World's Fair, and they pretty much culturally solidified the idea that fossil fuels come from dinosaurs, even though fossil means found in the ground or must be dug up, I think it is, or something like that. Most fuel comes from the carnivorous period, or carnivorous. Help me out, Michael.
Canif with an F.
Canif with an F. Yeah, plants and not even plants. Fucking sea, little bitty things. You know.
Peace and respect, Michael.
Richard, I have to deeply apologize to you. I was not subscribed to your channel. I am now, though. I'm sorry.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I couldn't kick Michael because he's just come in, but I had to kick someone.
Life's
I'm
like
going to
that.
leave
It's
in like
okay.
5 minutes, but you could kick me. It's okay.
Well, quick, before you go, you're a smart guy. Tell me why I'm stupid. I'd love to hear it.
Richard, I don't know you well enough to make those sorts of judgments.
I'm a
And even if
theist. Isn't that good enough?
No, I know a lot of incredibly smart theists.
Oh, come on, it's fun. It's a family thing. We all do it. Do it.
That does not make
I
it
can't
right.
do that.
Oh, hold on.
not
I
gonna
just
randomly
realized that
insult
you're
the man.
Richard's brother, and Richard is a firm believer in the ends justifies the means. So, yeah, no, go on ahead, ignore what I said. Knock yourself
Oh,
out.
sure.
How's about that for an opening? Yeah. Justify the ends, justifying the means.
You done dying?
Well,
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay.
Would you be a believer, Michael, in the philosophy of the end justifies the means? If you are do you also agree with the philosophy that
Utilitarianism?
Hold on, no. All right, I'm going to just make phrases that I've made to Richard that Richard has agreed with, and I want you to take it to its end for the few minutes that you're here. Few phrases that Richard has said to me in reference to the aliens that are coming. The ends justifies the means. Their existence is a better, more justified, better existence than ours, so we can go with that. Another thing is, I'm trying to think. Justified torture. Did you say justified torture, Richard? Or what was it?
okay, he's doing a horrible job on
I was
his own
about to
channel,
say.
and I'm just going to say that. Okay, so
I'm
so
trying
here's what
to
I
cherry
actually
pick
said.
you sounding like a cunt because we've got Michael for like 5 minutes.
Okay, so here's the actual ideas. If the benefit is great enough to enough people, a small enough percentage suffer in very, very severe ways as a complement to that future is justifiable. That is to say, that is my problem of suffering. That's my answer to the problem of suffering. I'll give a for instance. If they could remove one of my legs, I wouldn't like that. And I would suffer the rest of my life having only one leg left. However, if the loss of that leg ensured that 300,000 people in the future would never lose their leg, then I'd totally go for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some, I can think of some philosophers who would agree with you. I don't know if you're familiar with John Hick. He has a soul-making theodicy. It's a similar sort of argument.
Did you mean soul building?
Yeah, soul building.
I haven't read him.
Okay. I mean, it's the same sort of principle. It's the idea that it's dealing with the problem of evil, right? Specifically, why would an all-powerful, all-loving God allow evil to exist? Hick's argument, and there's actually a Hindu argument that's really close to this by some Hindu theologians. The argument there is that human beings experience some level of evil in order for, it sounds, how I'm going to phrase it doesn't do it justice, but that we experience some level of evil in order for the experience of personal growth. So the example there would be like physical exercise. Like no one likes to physically exercise, but the small momentary pain that you experience through exercise pays off dividends in the end. I exercise for 30 minutes a day in order to greatly extend the longevity and the quality of my life. Similar sort of thing with the experience of moral evils. God allows people to experience moral evils in order for that person to grow. Hick has some really interesting justifications for that argument. I'm not saying that I agree with it, but
that was my next question. Are you persuaded?
I mean, I think the exercise example is a fantastic example. Or advancements in like medical technology at the expense. Where this becomes a problem is the same reason why it's a problem for like classic utilitarians, which is like, okay, what about like, I don't know, American slavery? That becomes much harder to justify.
Right, when there's no evident benefits to the populace because of the oppression or pain and suffering of an individual.
Or this pain and suffering of a small select group of people is greatly benefiting another small select group, right? So it allows for some morally ambiguous practices, at least on a societal level. Sure. But like every major moral theory, there's some issues there.
That's the fourth time he did that.
MathPig, it's your channel. You don't have to raise your hand. Don't give me flashbacks to.
And it'd be even better if you weren't presently muted while you talk.
How about get high and do backflashes instead?
I genuinely have respect for at least 1.5 people on this channel, so I will raise my hand. You can figure it out. All right? Richard's half alien, so I'm going to put my hand.
Michael and half a Marty.
I literally said
probably.
If Richard is half an alien, then that makes him half human, and Michael I respect, so it's I give the answer.
Oh, so I'm fucking chopped liver.
You
bastard.
Huh?
After all I haven't done for you over the years, and just
Well,
harassed
out of
you,
the
and
people
came in your
that-
panels and disrupted things and talked over you and made it all about me, but
Backstage. That is definitely going to happen.
We all seen that coming. We all seen that.
no, now we're not friends anymore.
Okay, so they've been kicked now. Right. Michael, the reason I used phrases for the extreme effect is because to give context, let's say for toxic, aliens arrive. Okay? Not now. The window's behind you. I don't know why you looked at your books.
There's another window over here.
All right.
Oh,
No, that's an icon. That's an icon. Anyway, right? Aliens arrive, okay? And one of the first things they do, and I'm paraphrasing Richard, give me some fucking literary nature here, you know, is they go through everybody, separate their families, and check everyone with a metaphorical rope to see if they're Nephilim. Men, women, and children. The women and children get put together, sorry. But the men get separated from the women and children. So I don't know if you have kids and all, or you're out on your own. You're not going to be with your wife. You're not going to be with your children. You don't know what's happening. All you know is an alien invasion has come. And Richard, not to go into a long story, but if you don't do what you're told, they'll break your door down and come get you. You know, there is that forcible torture, I think is the phrase that we agreed upon, Richard, wasn't it? No, it wasn't even as extreme as that. It was justifiable torture. That's the phrasing I think that you used.
Richard, I would love to have this conversation with you, but I really got to go. There's so much I would want to unpack there.
Oh,
like,
sure.
I don't even know where
We all know you're scared. We all know you're scared and running. You don't have to lie about it. It's fine.
I got a very angry, a different Irish man I have a crush on that I have to go talk to. So,
okay.
But you'll always
Hey, it's
burn in
Minnow.
my heart. Thank you, MathPig. I'll see y'all. Richard,
Minnow,
thank you. Beck,
how are
see ya.
you?
We want to see you back, Michael. We need
Bye,
more
Michael.
Michael. Yeah, I've lost my Discord on my phone, so I'm only in Discord when I'm on the computer, which isn't that often.
Let me blow some smoke up his butt before he goes. I've listened to you speak. I have some amount of respect for your mind. I'd love to engage with you in a long conversation when you have time.
I love the way he
Let's do
put the caveat of some.
I don't want to
MathPig can
overdo
set
it.
that up easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still on Twitter though, right, MathPig? Yeah. Reach out to me. I'll see y'all.
Love. Ah, fucking damn script thingy. There we go. Minnow!
Hey-o.
It's a very
Trying to
zebra.
lower this camera, but whatever. I'm over it.
I think if I walked across your striped rug, it would make me feel nauseous.
No, you just have to wait for the traffic to stop first.
Oh, you both went different directions. I seen zebra and felt like a lion wanting to maul it down.
Oh.
No? Zebras? No? Jesus, someone save me.
I need to move it over here because this chair doesn't have proper wheels on it, and I feel like it has like just regular like office desk chair wheels, and I feel like it's not great on the wood. So I think
Probably
I need
not.
to move the rug over here. But I was moving furniture and I just haven't gotten to it. So.
Let's
You
form.
can get a set of 4 for about $10 and a set of 5 for about $13 of hard rubber wheels. All you have to do is pull really hard on one wheel and pull it out and check the diameter, and you're totally good. You know what diameter of the sleeve to get.
Yeah, I've changed out the wheels on 2 of my chairs, but my ex-wife took the one chair, and the other one is like a gaming chair, but it's just not the most comfortable for like actually sitting and doing like office work at my
So
desk.
here I am telling you I'm mansplaining stuff you already know. Okay, fine.
That's okay.
Minnow, do not misinterpret the Madsen males as being too helpful. Don't misinterpret that as demeaning.
Yeah.
We're just
yeah,
overly
no.
helpful people.
Yeah.
We try to help everybody. It's just who we are.
It's
So
relatively
we get
annoying.
irritating, but that's really what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. No worries.
Yeah, I have to tell Beck to stop helping all the time, actually. I do.
Back's really annoying like that, and they just keep talking and just
It's a lot better than it used to be. It used to be start in the middle of a thought, in the middle of a sentence, and go from there. Like okay, here's what I was thinking, catch up. Oh, thanks. Thanks for the briefing so I can know what's going on here.
He's
Done a
still
lot to work
here.
on that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying he's still here.
I'm pretty sure that hasn't changed.
No, you've done a lot for that. Don't kid me.
No, I used to be like really irritating you guys. I went through a phase of a few years. I was really fucked because my mouth wouldn't stop, and as my brain was going, I just let my mouth go. And like, here's mom's thing, right? Hold on, wait. Tell me how you got there. And I go, okay. Well, you were saying tomatoes, and I thought about tomatoes, and I thought about the garden, and I thought about the pigs, and I thought about the fertilizer, and then I thought about the corn, and then I thought about how much I love corn with butter.
I like that
She's
though.
like,
Tell me
okay,
how you got
carry
there.
on. I know where you are now.
Mom was brilliant.
Yeah.
That was my childhood. She did that to me with me. Well, actually, for me.
Had to.
Yeah.
Had to.
I like
Like
that
either
though,
I
because
didn't
it's
say anything
like
at all, or I went random.
It's not
like it
insulting.
because
It's
it's
non-assumptive. Right.
yes, and it's not saying like you were wrong for making that association. It's just saying like, okay, like let's back up. Can you take me by the hand and lead me with you?
Yeah. That mom was brilliant. I never thought about that before, but that was a brilliant way to say it.
It was.
Instead of going, what the hell are you talking about? Because that's what most parents would do. Just out of what? I mean, not mean, but most people do that. I've had people do that outside of my family. What the hell are you talking about? And I'm like, never mind. Shh, if you're not with me up here. Anyways,
And
randomness can be
you
fun.
don't have time to catch up. That's it. That's the
You're
worst
not going to
part.
catch up with me. My brain's already, now that you've stopped me and asked me how I got 10 steps ahead, I'm 15 past that now. So you're not going to catch up. So let's just start a new
Says
side.
the
That's
chess
much
man.
better.
Says the chess mind in the corner. I've already checkmated you. There's no point in playing the game. You're just confident.
No, it's not that. It's just that my mind doesn't. It's not going to stop just because we're talking about something. Like I'm playing with my phone, thinking about surgery, packing a bowl. Like I'm doing 50 things. All the time.
I was just telling MathPig about earlier that I was like, I can like quickly change very direct focus from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. Or I can like observe everything that's going on without participating. But if you ask me to focus on more than one thing, no can do. Okay? Like I can switch or I can like spread my
love
focus.
jobs like that though, Minnow. I love jobs. I had a job where I had
Well, my job.
4 computer screens. I had 4 computer screens, 2 different computers, 2 different keyboards, 2 different like the whole 2 different setups. But one of them had 3 screens, one had 1 screen. So, but every screen had something different on it, and one of the screens I had to switch between tabs to check my ingredients, how fast things are moving, is the leg moving okay, is the corn coming up okay, is the right ingredients going into the chicken food, and I'd have to check all the ingredients. It was great. It was the best job I've ever had. I worked overnight. The guy that worked with me was outside doing his own thing like 95% of our 10 or 12-hour shift that we worked. He was just outside doing his own shit. And he'd go call on the radio, hey, Beck, I need to such and such. What bin do you want to put it in?
Shuck what?
Soybean coming in. That was it. We just didn't talk all night. And I had all these screens to deal with. And I would run in and put the micro ingredients in while doing all. It was great. It was the best job. And it paid like really good.
If you
juggle.
You're going ahead, right?
You can juggle.
Well, when I worked at UPS is probably the best example. I was a package cart loader, and it's basically just playing 16 games of Tetris all at the same time.
Right.
And
make them all fit neatly.
Right. And in the section that they need to go in, and in the order that they need to go in, and and do it in 6 sections and 4 package cars all at the same time while they're coming down, and you better make sure not to miss any of your packages. And I can do that because it's like attention is like very like focused on that specific task. But like I couldn't do that, and like I could do that and listen to music. I couldn't do that and like listen to an audiobook. I would have no idea what was going on in the audiobook because I'm paying attention to my 16.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't know what was going on in the audiobook either.
Right.
Yeah, I listen to music sometimes when I'm doing a lot of brain work, and I won't have any clue what songs I just heard.
Me and Richard discussed this earlier.
It's just background noise.
If there's dead silence
I don't
in
even
the
know how to
back,
explain. It like helps me concentrate. I don't know.
What were you saying, MathPig, about
no, it's fine. Go
type
ahead.
of music?
No,
Robbie.
it's fine.
You better.
Because for me,
you can't say something in the middle of us talking and then get angry that we didn't stop. Like
No. I'm not angry. I'm not angry in any way. I tried to involve myself and it didn't work out because you were very involved, so I stepped back again. That's what happened. I'm not angry in any way.
And now that changed,
Sorry, buddy.
Me and Richard did discuss earlier that if people are having a conversation, having any sort of music in the background rather than that 5 to 10 seconds of silence does help, because nobody subconsciously likes an awkward silence. And when a silence persists, you can go down that route. But if there's a wee beat that keeps the pattern of the conversation going, the conversation follows the pattern. And music in the background or noise in the background can be shown to help concentration. That was it.
yeah.
No, I agree 100%.
sounds human
for
to me.
me, I find it can depend on the type of music. If I'm like, I've been like at a party before where it's like party music, and I'm like, I can't do this. And they're like when I'm working, I've told you like how I can listen to instrumental music, but anything with words while and I work in the literary industry, and I can't like be focusing on words on a computer and hear other words in my ears because my brain like confuses them.
I'm genuinely getting frustrated because I'm thinking about last weekend where I was 4 hours in the car with my father listening to country and western music. And not American country and western music, Irish country and western music on a
Oh my
70,
god, which is absolutely horrible.
I
70
feel like I need an example.
back 70 mile an hour limit, and he just hit cruise control in 55. Okay, we were driving.
Oh no. Nah, bro, you get in the passenger seat or let me out. I'll walk faster than you.
Back. Oh, swear to God, back. Right, we're going to my wee girl's birthday, and my wee girl we usually have a birthday party here with her family here, and we usually have and then she has a birthday party with her mum with all her school friends.
Of course.
But she wanted me to meet her school friends, and she wanted us to have a joint birthday party. Right? Don't even get me started. Massive big thing in this thing and all. There was a whole. I appreciate the community. Shout out to Regos and other people who really did help and all the rest of it. But it started at 1, right? And we are on the motorway, right? And we're driving up. My dad's at 55, and he takes a piss. Oh my goodness! You need to stop talking because I'm really. Long story short, 20 minutes late, motherfucker shot a piss behind a wall. All right, 4 stops after driving past 2. Love you, Dad.
So they didn't get to the birthday party on time. It's just frustrating. 15 miles an hour under the speed limit, which everyone goes 5 to 10 over. You know.
Everybody. Like, the rule in the United States for anybody that's overseas and you come to the United States, just go 5 over. Unless you're in a crowded area, lots of people, and it's 25, don't go over 25. Or a school zone, don't break that limit. That's when they'll get you. The rest of the time, nobody gives a fuck if you go 5 over.
Yeah.
If you don't go 5 over, you're like rude on the road in the United States.
The sign really should say speed suggestion.
I know. Suggested.
It's more like that in Germany, I do believe, on the Autobahn. They have no real speed limit. They just have recommended rules for driving, so to speak.
That's what my dad told me when I was 16 and I was driving on the highway here, and he's like, why are you going so slow?
From personal experience, as a person who used to do upwards of, like, I think in 1 year I did 35,000 miles. All right? Whenever Elena was first born, I'm up every weekend. Her mother didn't drive. I'm driving up every Friday and then home again. And then I'm driving up every Sunday and I'm driving home again. And then I have to drive possibly 3/4 of the height of Northern Ireland every day to get to work and then back again. Lucky enough I had a
Which is like driving through half of Rhode Island. But go ahead.
I know it's not that much, but you're talking about 600-700.
I'm just teasing you.
No. I understand that.
That's a lot to do twice in a day, multiple days.
You're pretty much talking. I think on average I was talking about 600 to 650 mile a week, right?
Oh no, that's a lot, bro. That's a lot.
Right. It clocked up on the wee car about 30 to 35,000 in 1 year, right? That's an awful lot of miles to be doing in 1 year, And driving slower, specifically, I think specifically is the wrong word, but mainly on roads that you know and you don't think upon. Like, you could drive the same road every single day and you could be thinking about something and then go, where the fuck am I? I don't know until you see a sign or something like that. Because you drive it every day on muscle memory, but muscle being your brain, Yeah. And when you're driving at a slow speed, I have fallen asleep at the steering wheel on at least 3 occasions. All right? Now, I'm driving home at 11:30 at night after doing 650 mile that week to get up the next morning to go to work, It's the only way I can see my wee girl. And it has happened. Now, I've never had an accident. I have been pulled over by the police. I'm on the motorway and I fell asleep at the wheel and I went straight into the hard shoulder. And whenever I hit the hard shoulder bumps, I woke up and I got straight again. It was Monday morning on my way to work and the police were right behind me and they pulled me over. And I told them that
I would have too.
I told them that when I reached over to switch my phone alarm off, because I had it, on the stand in the middle, you will naturally do that when you leave, And that's what I told them that I was doing. And they let me off it. I was polite to them. They were like, right, well, you know, you shouldn't be on your fucking phone in the fucking first place and all that bollocks.
Yeah,
But
right.
they let me off with it. But yeah, but twice
But
on the
being
way
on your
home.
phone, yeah, being on your phone there, I'm assuming is less of an offense than falling asleep at the wheel. I would assume.
Less offensive, but still illegal. Still 3 points if you're on your mobile
Right.
phone and it's not Bluetooth or anything like that. But I just told them that the alarm went off on the phone because I'm on my way to work. It was first thing in Monday morning. But
I'm
I
just
don't want to talk
pushing
about
it, and
I leant over and did that with the steering wheel. Left hand went left, right hand went left. And that's why I went. No, I fucking fell asleep. I lost about 4 seconds. You know,
You're a lying sack of shit.
what do you mean?
it's a white lie. It doesn't matter. It's cops. It's insignificant.
I've been truthful with cops before, and that's also got me off. I've been doing 110.
Automatically
120.
lie to police.
No, I've been doing 110, 120, and I
always
told the
honest,
gospel truth to the motherfucker because I knew that they weren't stationary when they caught me, and they can't prove if they're moving because it's two relative cars moving at a speed. And like we even joked because he used to drive, I basically used to drive an ex-police car, and it was the same color as the one that he used to drive because he's a speed cop, and he was like, "Were you in third or fourth when you overtook me?" And I was like, "About third till we were passing." I did unmarked car. Did not know.
See, here I think is I specifically grew up.
I knew we were
like,
gonna lose Richard.
I know he was frozen there for a minute. It was when the static went out in the back. That was, I think, when he froze. But so growing up in a rural area with friends who are minorities and smoking weed, I have like always just lied to police as like a survival mechanism. And I realized not that long ago that I just now default to lie to the cops. And I can't remember. It was something that happened and I was like, I had to like stop myself. I was like, no, I can just tell this cop what's actually going on.
Yeah, no, always be honest with them. Be deadly straight with them.
No, Hunt, you can't. No, that's not in America. You can't. But I mean, that's great.
In the
that's
last
great you
20
can over
years,
there.
in the last 20 years, exactly 10 years ago, I got pulled over. And I was absolutely honest with him, and I begged him, literally. I went like this out the window. Please, I have a CDL. Please don't ruin my CDL. You can do anything else you want. Please don't ruin my CDL. I swear to God, I was just late for work, and there's nobody on the road, and I did not see you. There was literally no one. That's the only. I never would have done that otherwise, and I'll never do it again in this area. If you just please don't fuck me over. So out of the 5 tickets he could have given me, which would have put my points over and my license would have been yanked and my CDL would have went with it, he gave me failure to come to a complete stop at a stop sign instead of rolling through 2 stop signs and speeding through 3 areas. And he was like, that one area back there, you were doing 20 over. And I said, excuse me? No, I wasn't. He said, well, that's a 25. You were doing 45. I said, no, sir, it's a 40. I was doing 45. And he goes, oh, well, darn. I'll have to go back and look at that sign. You might be right about that.
No,
But I was just
that particular cop that
45 and a 40. I was not going 45 and a 20. I'm not that stupid.
that particular cop that I overtook at least at about 110 or so did me for 70 because that is the limit that he can do me for, that I'm still allowed to do a speed awareness course rather than get points in my license. And that's what he wrote down in the paper. He was like, I could write this down. And like we joked and we laughed. And desperately honest, I had just bought the new OnePlus 6 at the time. And I was like on the phone, you know, when I'm waiting for him to write me out the whatever and all. And we started chatting about mobiles and had the crack about him driving this and new mobiles, and we got on. And he took me from 110 down to 70. And another fucking cop, I may have mentioned this to Minnow, and I think Marty as well. Whenever I was doing a favor for my half brother, he needed a car. He wanted to learn how to drive. So I got a car, and it cost me X amount of money. And I drove it for a wee while because mine was off the road. And then when I sold it to him, I was like, I'm going to sell it to you at the exact same money it cost me, but I'm going to put a year's MOT on it for you. And I was thinking 50 or 60 quid. It ended up costing me 200 fucking pound. So I'm out 200 pound on putting the car through MOT, and I swapped my insurance over onto my car that I bought for myself. And then I drove his car the 3 mile or wherever it was to and from the MOT centre and got caught driving with no insurance and had to pay a £250 fine and get 6 points on my licence, which is half of what you're allowed until your licence gets taken off you. But the cop, because I was honest with her, she stopped. We went through all my emails on my phone to try and find a clause that she could let me off with. She was like, legally, I have to take your car off you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and sit in my car for 15, 20 minutes. And if you can find an internet service that'll give you insurance for an hour, I'm just, And she went and sat in the car and let me find insurance.
Holy shit, how nice
for
is
the
that?
car to be drove home, so that I didn't have to pay another £150 to £200 to get it taken out of impound. We just
See,
sat
they can't
there.
even do that here anymore, MP, because everybody has to have body cams now. They literally can't be nice anymore because they'll get in trouble. Because then they broke the fucking law.
No, that's
So
what
now
she
that they
did.
have body cams, I feel like they're held to more of a standard now. They
We-
have to be more dickish.
I
But,
knew
you know,
there was
honestly,
no
that
chance
cop that-
whatsoever of finding a clause, but she was like, "No, there might be some wee small thing where I can look the other." Like, we went through all my emails because I just, as I say, swapped over and they were all fresh.
Yeah.
Couldn't find anything, so she was like, "Right, well, I'm gonna go and sit in my," and I went to like tax your or insure your car for an hour.
Anything, right.
Any goddamn thing,
Yeah.
and it was
This is why
25
I'm
quid.
terrified of driving without my license until I get
I don't
it.
have a license and haven't had a license for a year. It took off me for speeding. I need to shut up. Oh.
I have always been a licensed driver. I moved from one state to the other, and I forgot that Florida does this thing where your driver's license always expires on your birthday. And I forgot that my driver's license expired on my birthday. And in Missouri, which is the state I live in now, like I could just transfer a valid Florida driver's license, but like COVID happened and like, there's just like so much shit going on that I just like never went to the DMV to get a Missouri driver's license. I bought my truck with a Florida driver's license. I have Florida insurance or I have Missouri insurance on the truck with my Florida driver's license number on it. It's like, it wasn't ever like a big deal, but then I just like didn't do it in time and then it expired and now it's like over 3 months expired and they're like, yeah, no, you have to retake the test. And like I've been driving for 20 years, all right? Like it should not be like a thing that's like freaking me out, but like there's just like I have to like retake my driver's test. Plus I drive kind of a big truck. And the driver's test around here, it's always city driving, even though I live in a really rural area and nobody does city driving. The actual test is city driving,
I know.
like including
it's
parallel
literally
parking
around
and everything.
the fucking MVD DMV place, and it's like a track that
Is it over a specific amount of time, or is it over a specific amount of miles?
What?
Your driving test. I know a particular person.
It's a track.
It's
literally
a sheet,
like,
and you have to complete X amount of things and not get points taken off.
I know a particular guy who was not a great driver whatsoever and panicked like a motherfucker, and like yourself actually had been doing his tests in his brother's car and knew the car and wanted to make sure that he had a small, it was like a wee court, whatever it was, anything to cut down on the anxiety. And he memorized the license plates going in, because when you come out it's a specific distance to the car, so you have to read the license plate to prove you're not blind. Got that down. And then he gets into traffic and there's an accident or something happened and he's like half an hour in traffic. So his test, the designated time for what he did, he passed. Because it's a designated time. They don't drive a track. You actually have to drive around the town.
they take you out into the real road, but they also have, so like your parallel.
Well, here it's
parking
charged
you
by
have to
the
do.
hour. That's what I mean.
Oh, here you have to complete a certain amount of tasks.
Stuff.
No.
And
So
it's
it's like a stop at a stoplight, left
Yeah.
turn at a four-way, etc., etc.
Yeah, use the
Keep your hand
blinker
at 10
properly,
too.
use brakes properly. Do they have their
Also-
lights on?
And the
Like
first time I took
something?
mine when I was 16, they had 2 instructors that were like taking people. So it was like, okay, you could see, look down the line and be like, okay, every other one. So I'm probably going to get this one. And, and you wait, like 10 minutes or whatever when you're the next one in line because it takes about 20 minutes to do the test. And I was like next in line. And then like immediately the girl who was like 2 ahead of me like came stomping back in and like grabbed her purse and her.
We have a
left or
thing
whatever.
here where it's you get majors and minors. I don't know if it's like that, but if you get one major, it's an instant fail. And at the time I did it, I think it
Getting
was you're
that.
allowed 13 majors or 13 minors or 12 minors or something like that.
I don't know what ours is, but it's a
something
similar
weird,
where
like,
there are
it
if you
is
break
similar.
a law, immediately.
Well, I don't know if it's
test
well.
is
If you
over,
break
they
the
have
law,
to do the research.
obviously
so-
yes.
So
basically it's like
I
basically here it's like this, MathPig. Let's say you have 20 tasks. you
can I
have to
just
do.
finish my 2-second story? No, it's all right. No, it's all
I
right.
mean, I was in the
No,
middle
no,
of
I'm an
We're in a
asshole.
story inside of a story inside of a story.
You guys are
Come
confusing
back.
the
Oh my
shit
gosh,
out of
your
me. Do
bunny's
you
really
really?
cute, though.
I could step on it.
Go on ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say.
Now I
when
forgot what I was gonna say
16.
because you did all that. So you might as well just come back and talk now. I'm
Something
done.
about the majors and the minors, but I don't know like what our system is or if it varies by state.
Basically, they give you. It's like a point-based kind of thing.
I
I
always
was-
think of it
You
as
have
like a
25
dressage test
things,
because I
and
did
you
that
have to
before.
pass 20 of them. That's how our tests are in the United States.
I
So if
know
you have
that it's like
25
weighted by
tasks-
certain percentages or
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
There's
Yeah.
well, you don't want to like pull out, run a red light or go through a stop sign. You do auto fail here. Any
Okay.
of that.
Yeah. Well, see,
So-
and that's
But
when
but
I was
the other
16.
stuff that's minor, like turning your blinker off too soon or turning it on too late or something like that, a couple
just get
seconds
a
off or
little-
something, then they just get a point off of you.
a little mark off.
So out of the
there.
25, you have to have like 20 right, or out of the 40, you got to have 36 right, or whatever it is. But yeah, that's how they do the same shit with CDL drivers. That's how I know. Like, I've done so many tests in my life.
I always think of it as like a dressage test because I was a horseback rider before I was a driver. But it's kind of like figure skaters, except for we all do the same routine. So there's certain things that it's like you get points for doing it properly and points off if you
Right.
do it improperly. And then there's certain things if you fail to do it, then like you're deep.
Yeah. Right. Get it.
But-
I feel it. MP, you coming back now? I'm getting
I'm
bored
here.
already.
No, I'm here. I was here.
You have a cute little bunny. I like the bunny. I like your face better though.
I was just saying I got something like 11 out of 12 minors, and it's bad habits. I'm sure that you can drive minnow, but you need to watch your 10 and 2s instead of one hand on the gear stick and things like that. I know that's more of a UK thing than use driving automatic, but
You should
the
try
point is-
doing that in a fucking tractor trailer, and you have to put your
Who's
hand back on
driving
the
an
wheel after you
automatic?
shift. God,
I
it's
make
so-
we actually make like where I work back, we make factory like farm
Oh,
machinery. We
Lordy.
have tractors and we have to do that. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
No, I didn't mean like a tractor. Tractor trailer here is a big truck, semi truck. So when you're
Like a
driving
lorry.
a semi truck,
You would call it a lorry.
Yeah, a lorry, whatever. The semi, the big ones that have the big trailers,
A lorry on steroids.
that when they
really.
fall asleep, they kill lots of people. One of those trucks, the big ones. Yeah.
Or if they're snorting coke or something.
I
No,
know
I'm
what
just
an American
like,
truck
fucking
looks
around. I don't even.
like. I
know
do
anymore.
know what an American
Get
truck
hookers and blow.
Nothing wrong with some hookers and blow if that's your thing.
I mean, come on.
I'd rather sit at home alone and fucking smoke weed and masturbate than deal with some nasty bitches that have been around the block and I don't know where they've been. I'm good.
Yeah.
Let's Farm
I have
said
too
he
much-
failed
I have
once
too much
for
respect for my own
following the
body for
steering
that.
wheel,
Good for you.
which I think means
Not
that
like
you
that.
failed to fully grip the steering wheel. You should always be gripping the steering wheel.
Yes, and
Yeah, and
it's
it could
parallel.
be-
It's called parallel park. So if you don't put the car in park when you parallel park, they'll get you on that. It's true. That's what they told me when I was taking my driving lessons. They were like,
Yeah, you just stop and look at them. You didn't put it in park. Yep.
You didn't put it in park. Oh, fuck. I passed my driver's test, my road test on the first try. No problem. Easy peasy.
You know how long it's been since I've had a driver's test, like a regular MVD test?
It's been 100 years.
Well, I've had my CDL since 2006. You don't do those anymore. You do the CDL tests. So if you have to refresh something or redo a test, it's a CDL test. I don't even take that test anymore. So I can't even. I think 2000, late 90s maybe is the last time I took one of those regular people civilian vehicle tests.
Regular people.
Yeah, like a four-wheeler, as all the truck drivers call them, the four-wheelers.
Yeah.
I hit a deer once for Bambi.
I saw your comment about worst drivers of Vancouver. I've seen worst drivers of Canada, which is like one of my very favorite TV shows. And actually, I was telling Robbie a few years back, I had 2 accidents within a year, and I quit driving for a while. It wasn't at fault, but I was just like basically terrified to be on the road in some ways. It just made me really
like, that's enough. I can't take it right now. I can't take it anymore.
I was just like, I'm not. And watching
after my mom
show,
died, I really didn't want to drive. People had to make me go get a vehicle. So I was like, no, I'm good. I'll fucking walk.
Yeah, I was just like, it wasn't necessarily that bad, but it was just like, it was like a thing where I had to like gear myself up to like leave the house basically and stuff.
Yeah.
And I watched that show. Like, I think it's called Canada's Worst Drivers, or I can't remember what, but it was like,
it's Canada's Worst Drivers. Yeah.
It's hilarious, and it like made me feel better that there are other people who in some ways are like obviously worse drivers than me, but that like they got better. You know what I mean? And it was like they, like just because like I haven't driven, just because I'm anxious about it doesn't mean that like I'm gonna be a bad driver from here on out, and I just have to like settle with that, which Robbie will attest to. I'm not a great driver, but I'm not like a terrible driver. Like,
I never said that, and we didn't die, so.
I never said that, and we didn't die. He didn't say everything went fine and the drive was great. We didn't die. What happened?
Minnow, please tell Beck about our first morning going for breakfast. I do not think that Beck understands. Please tell Beck about I arrive. Okay. I've spent.
So, I don't know. But there was like
just
a
wanted to
snowstorm
finish 2 seconds.
But what was it? Did you like come out on Christmas, or was it the day before Christmas? I can't remember. But it was like basically our Christmas together, and it was the morning after he had gotten here, and it was like a huge snowstorm. And I have a truck, 4-wheel drive. I was able to like go out and get him. We went back in the morning. We're driving out to get breakfast, and we're coming up on. And I was kind of making a joke about how in the U.S. we don't have a lot of traffic circles or roundabouts, as they're called in other places. And the one direction that I was going, I happen to live where there is a roundabout there. And as I was coming up to it, we were talking about how Americans, because they don't have a lot of them, they don't know how to use them. And a lot of them will have like this habit of like stopping in or at a roundabout when it's like completely unnecessary. First of all,
they still
do not stop in a roundabout.
Like, no.
Don't stop
at the roundabout. Have the right of way. Go.
Yeah. So we're coming up on this, and there's like it's kind of like we're like, yeah, the roads are kind of bad, but it's not too bad. Good thing that I've got 4-wheel drive, and like I probably should have put it into 4-wheel drive before we left. But if we get stuck in a ditch or whatever, we'll probably be able to get out. Whatever. And we come up, and it's kind of a little bit of a blind turn for the roundabout. And as you come up to it, there's this person who is doing exactly what I was talking about, that sitting at this goddamn roundabout, stopped at the roundabout when there's plenty of room to get it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I like go to step on the brakes, and it's particularly icy there, and I start to skid. And I'm getting closer and closer, and I like start pumping the brakes, and it's like not helping. And at this point, then like somebody had come into the roundabout, and they didn't have they couldn't get in at this point. And I'm like, oh shit. And so I like kind of looked and judged where the cars were and jumped the curb into the oncoming lane and then just like entered the traffic circle the wrong way.
Sounds good to me.
I was
Fuck
like,
it.
okay.
I got this.
Like, I looked at the car.
I ain't waiting for you, bro. I gotta go. He must have been like, what a dickhead. Damn, didn't even wait. Fucking bitch. She drove over the fucking curb to go around me because I'm trying to be careful. God, psycho fucking redneck. I can't imagine what they were saying about you. Could you imagine? I always think about what the other person would think. And that's because it's funny
keep
sometimes.
in mind, this is the first time that Robbie and I have met in person. And we have like met in person for like less than 12 hours at this point. And I'm like,
and you want everything to go right. You're trying to be like the best minnow in the world.
right? And I'm like, it's
And
fine.
then
Like,
no traction.
and I like look over at him and he just busts out laughing. And I was like, okay, we're good.
I've had shit like that happen to me. I've had some like pants fillers happen to me in a tractor trailer a couple times. Yeah. One was like really insane. I mean, it was like a movie, but I was the driver. It was fucked up.
It was a little bit like one of those where like your adrenaline spikes and it's almost like looking back at like a movie, like the snapshots, like the scenes that are,
No,
like,
I'm
slowed
saying
down
while
in a
it was
movie.
happening, it was like a fucking movie. It was weird. It was like it was going really fast, and then
like time
I had like
down.
it slowed down for just a second, and I could see all the
There's a
traffic,
reason
and then
for
it was
that.
really fast again.
Yeah, it's
I
an
know your
adrenaline
body
spike,
does
yeah.
that. Your body does that so you can comprehend and react. I know. Yeah. It was insane though. It's the only time that is the only time that has ever happened to me in my life like that. Like that pause, like it was really weird. Yeah.
I guess I have like a easily triggered fight or flight mode because it's happened to me like a good handful of times in my life. I know
But the good
exactly
news
what you're
was-
talking about.
The good news was, besides some burn up fucking brake pads and some tires with some flat marks, nothing was hit. I'm just saying.
Nice.
I avoided
Fair, but for the grace of
killing.
God, right?
I'm not gonna just say hitting. If I would have hit any of these, it was 5 fucking it was out 4 lanes with the turn lane, Louisville, Kentucky loop. It's 4 lanes with the turn lane over there, and it's part where the road goes down like this, and then it curves around to the right, and the overpass is there, so you can't see what's going on because the overpass is so low and the road goes down, dips down, and so as it's dipping down gently, as I get closer, I'm like, the traffic's dead stopped. Yay! It just started raining. I'm in a fucking fully loaded
That's the
tractor
worst.
trailer. I'm in the next to the left lane because I'm going around the city. I have no reason to be in the right lanes. If you're not allowed to be in the left lane as a truck, you get in the next to it, and that way it's a smoother drive.
Sure.
Less people cut in front of you, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So I'm in that lane, and I need to be where? Where do I need to be now? So now I'm hitting my brakes, and my trailer's doing this, trying to come around in front of me. So I got to let go of the brakes and hit the gas a little bit, straighten out my trailer. It's the only way to do it. So I look to the left, and there is cable guardrail going all the way down there. And I'm like, okay, so that's one of 2 things. I'm going to bust through it, go over top of it, which is most likely what will happen in a tractor trailer because it's so fucking tall and big. And then I'm going to go into that oncoming. I mean, it's rush hour. I mean, there was cars everywhere. And so I go, well, I can't do that. So I look no shoulder on the left side. Well, I got to go to the right shoulder then. Well, I'm in this lane, and the right shoulder's 3.5 lanes over. So I just started going over that way, and I looked for an out. I looked for maybe a truck with 1 person in it or something. The back end of a tractor trailer. No, what I had was SUVs with kids in them. There was a fucking old station wagon with like 6 kids. Right next to that, there was a camper with being pulled by a pickup
Isn't it
truck
wild when that kind of
was
shit
full
happens?
of kids, and I
You
was like,
see
"Fuck
all
me,
of
there's
those
fucking
things.
kids I literally had the trolley problem. I'm not kidding. Listen, this is what happened. So I got little cars, little Mazda black car. I can remember what color, black, and then there was a blue car and then a white car. And those two were like little cars, and there's no shoulder over there. The shoulder's like 2 foot wide between them and that cable. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to kill them. So I look over to the right, and I see in front of me and to the right, and I see the fucking old station wagon with the kids in it, and I see the truck with the camper and everything. And then on the shoulder's blocked, and I'm going over that way because I don't have, there's nothing else I can do at this point. I'm trying to slow this truck down. The
doctor showed up.
I'm 80,000 pounds, and a truck at 25,000 pounds can take up to 350 feet to stop. So I need like 600 feet, and I have like 250.
What happened?
So I went all the way over to the right. All the way over the right, there was an old man with an old Subaru, and he was changing his tire, and I was like, sorry, dude. I aimed for the old man. I didn't want to aim for the kids. I couldn't do it. I aimed for the old man. And I had both feet on the brakes. I shifted as much as I could. I left it in gear, and I just put both feet on the brakes, and I had the wheel, and I was just pushing as hard as I fucking could. My legs were just shaking. I was pushing so hard, and I was so scared. And so I go over on the shoulder. I pass the camper, I pass the truck, and a couple other cars, and finally I stop. And I'm talking like, woo! Noise, smoke everywhere. Everybody's like this. The old man who's trying to get his lug nut loose just stopped and looked at me, and he was like, that's it the whole time. He never moved. He was like, I'm fucked. And I knew he was fucked.
Yeah, he probably was.
So I'm coming at him, and I stopped.
And
the front of my truck stopped about 7 feet from his bumper, maybe 8. Way too close for him. And then he just dropped his right arm, put his arm up on top of his car, and just put his forehead on it, like, oh, fuck me. And then right when he did that, he disappeared because all the smoke off the tires and the brakes went around me, and there was nothing. And that's all I could see for a minute. And then everything cleared, and the traffic was moving again. And those people, you know what's funny? They wouldn't let me in. They thought I was some crazy truck driver that just fucked up. And they just looked at me horribly mean. But the old man, after they were taking off, and I'm going, fuck, I can't even get back into traffic. And my hands are like literally like this. I mean, I was like visibly shaking. And I looked at the old man, and I said, I'm sorry. And he said, thank you. And I said, but I'm sorry. And he goes, no, thank you. He fucking knew. Look, it still gives me goosebumps. He knew what I did. He saw me coming. He must have.
Yeah.
He saw me all the way back there. He knew the traffic was stopped. He saw me coming, and he was like, holy shit, it's my day. He was just happy he lived. And I think he was glad that I missed everybody else. So when people say the trolley problem, I'm like, bitch, listen to my life. I've literally had to do that.
And isn't it wild how, like, everything, like you said, everything slows down, and you, like you were saying, the family and the station wagon, and you notice all.
And the traffic was perfect, though.
things.
There was a car right here, and I was like, fuck. And so I slowed down a little bit, and then I hit the gas a little bit, and then that car, for some reason, there was another car in front of him. He wanted it around. So he hit the gas, and he went around me, and he just opened up a hole. And I was like, okay, I got this. I'm going. And I just had my blinker on. I honked my horn, and I just went. I was like, fuck it. I'm here. I'm coming. Your cars, you better fucking stop. I can't.
If
I don't know
was
what
a
else
Christian,
to do.
I would say it was the hand of God.
And over on the right side, oh, hold on, Joni, my landlord. And over on the right side of the road, there wasn't like dirt. It was a wall. It was a concrete wall, like 12 feet tall.
Like a retaining, like one of the sound walls.
16 feet tall, all the way up to the overpass. Yeah, retaining wall around the city. That's exactly what it was. And there's a pilot at that next stop. There's a pilot truck stop. And when I pulled in, I didn't back the truck in or anything. I pulled straight into the stop, just pulled into the spot, popped the fucking brake. I was crooked as fuck, got out of the truck, and I was walking around trying to light a cigarette, and I'm doing this. And my buddy who also smokes, he like lit one and handed it to me, and I was like, thanks, man. I got it. Like, yeah. My whole body was uncontrollable. It was like It was way more scary than going in and having my kidney removed when I almost died. It was way scarier than that. Yeah. So I don't even count that in with one of my almost deaths. Could though. If I would have hit that old man, I wouldn't have lived. There's no way. If I was still going that fast, I wouldn't have lived. So, hey, the good news is the company I was working for had really good trucks and equipment, and they kept them maintained. And if they didn't, that would have came out really bad. And if I lived, I would have been in jail. Because when you have a professional driver's license, there is no accidents or incidents.
They find fault.
There's something you should have
Someone
avoided
who's at fault
because you are a professional driver. So, anyways, I have to get off of here. You guys have a wonderful evening. If you guys are still around when I'm done, I will.
No, I'm just waiting for my chance to round up. So we'll be.
Shut up, Beck. Fine, I'm out of here. I love everybody and
give a show for yourself and all the rest of it.
And fuck off.
Night, Beck.
And he's off.
We
love you back.
If everybody wants to read, if you want to give a wee show and stuff there.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Red. If anybody who's watching doesn't know, Savage Minnow. Minnow Arts and Crafts. This is where I upload shorts. I uploaded one yesterday. I took like a week off previously, but I am back to uploading. I'm going to try and get a little bit of a backlog going so I can like set stuff to premiere later. But yeah, check it out. Sub if you want. No pressure. I've got like 19 subs, so.
Yeah, we'll put the link in. You don't tell anyone that you do this, the crafting and stuff. So.
What? You got a link?
It would be very difficult for me to find right now because
I'll get a link.
Yeah, post a link. Marty.
I don't have a channel yet, but when I do get a channel, it'll be dope, and I'll need people to pimp it out for me. So I have an Etsy store. If you go to Etsy and you go to Two Cats Magic Shop, all one word, Two Cats Magic Shop. That's my Etsy store. That's all I got.
What kind of stuff do you have on your Etsy?
I make mostly jewelry. I make prayer beads for pagan deities. And right now, the earrings I have are like zodiac sign crystals, like crystals that correspond to the zodiac signs. I have prayer beads to like a couple Celtic gods, a couple Greek gods. I'm working on getting some more stuff to make a couple Norse gods. I plan on making like a whole bunch of other crap, but that's where I'm starting at right now. I have earrings like element crystals, like fire, water, earth, and air. The water ones are my favorite. Yeah, I make kind of pagan-y, witchy, kind of boho type of stuff.
Cool.
Meow.
That's really neat.
Meow.
Shut up!
I
on.
I also have never mind. It's your.
No,
You have
Minnow. Go.
No, go for it.
No. It's fine.
No, go.
I also have an interest in that sort of thing, the background and yeah.
Cool.
But we can chat some other time. I think MathPig's trying to get everything rounded up and probably trying to get off the internet for tonight.
I have to go and decide not to kill someone in a different factory at the other side of Ireland. They're lucky. They're 2 hours away from me. So.
I can only guess who that is.
No. His name is Richard. Yay. We call him Dick. Or Richard Cranium. Hey, we're not going to mention the second name. Okay, everybody, thank you very much. Thanks everybody for watching live, because I will be editing the after party afterwards. I have been nasty like a motherfucker all night. So with that, and thank you everyone for being here. Thank you everyone for coming by for I'm just killing time to find the outro. Love you all, bye. Oh, thanks everyone for supporting. Thanks everyone for watching. And I do forget sometimes because I don't want to make it important or anything, but anyone who's a member, anyone who's a patron, anyone who supports, all these motherfuckers that watch, Even Crypt kicked me from her stream last week, and you sent 10 messages in a row. You know, thank you for being here, Crypt. The fact that we can disagree and still have this group. Did someone? I don't know. Is there ghosts? What's happening? Right?
No, Merlin wants dinner. That's what that noise is.
Meow. Right. Think for yourselves, motherfuckers. Support the channel. People, leave some comments. Please leave some comments. All right. Even if you just tell me I'm a poopy head, just type "I'm a poopy head." Hashtag poopy head in the comments. You know, give it a like. I don't know. Hashtag poopy head. Think for yourselves. Bye.